gonna find Bolu, but does get hit markers by Jez. Going up against, they're now all tied up 1-1. Theo is going to get taken down by Jazz. You can now see Jazz pushing up towards the B flag. Rocking at 35 round. We have Big pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo, sure enough. With the push from the backside, finds Jazz.
Licença, torcinha! Pofo! Botão no cofrinho do Ibis! Pofo pra cima do Belzinho! Double pofo do craque! Faz clique aí, meu chat! Você tá no YouTube, faz o clipe da jogada! Tomara tá!
Um som,
Vou cravar esquerda, vou cravar cima, crava esquerda, crava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem um. Vai ter mais um.
Aí tem que cortar essa
Pode ver agora, calma, segura o
Nossa!
And we've got two players left to deal with. FN 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't do it. Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my god, we've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't happen. We're going to another round. The most at the moment finds another one. Just an absolute demon. A quick list in with the side of Nova. Dave, you're going in.
People see, there is one A now.
Marvel misses one, but doesn't miss twice.
Oh my, Chris, he's all 1-4. Where you at, homie? I know you're in a typical sniper scenario, but right now you're sniping. It ain't even close. Lucky, get headshot. Cosmo, flip the smoke. Get it too, homie. We got a 1v1.
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
X7 was left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artem Misa coming through. What's that? Is that the kilo? Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus kilo. Ooh, Chels. Finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kind of nuts with the kilo, bro.
Yo, how are you?
I have been. Found herself on that Sparrow shot, but the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, brick stuff! Well, it was looking good for a minute there, Verdict, at the beginning of this round, but it has quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrows can push that up, finds two in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone.
Welcome back. My name is Diana and I'm your host for today's games. Obviously we have Verdict and Gimania here. Gimania, sorry. As our supercasters, right? I can't wait to have another day with them because we are in day 2 of Mobile Mayhem winter season, right? From last week, we had a couple of changes. If you are not in the Discord server from Mobile Mayhem, you should join right now. And there you can be actually updated with any changes that happen in EU, NA, and so on. But from last week until today, we had some changes. The first one is Cold Disperse has disbanded and Z2 is taking their spot in the league. And also, Sauna Club has disbanded too, and Void will be taking over for the rest of the season. But we're gonna hear more about it from our casters. And in the meantime, Gilmania, how was your day? Because actually, you are the star today.
What? I mean, I think I'm being put on the spot, but like, yeah, I mean, the day has been good, I guess. Jeez, no doubt. Burdick, you tell us more about the teams. Yeah, the teams. Yeah.
The teams. You know what? We're not here for the teams. We're here to see Gilmania strut his stuff. We want to see you twerk the good stuff, homie. I think once we reach that 350 marker, I felt kind of bad because I was talking to you before. I was like, man, I mean, 350 is kind of low. I kind of pimped you out and had it at a low amount. Maybe I should have milked it for 500. Gil said, don't worry, we're not going to reach 350. So, I mean, we are casting EU. So, I mean, he might be right unless chat can make something happen. Right? Chat, it's all up to you guys. You got to share it with your friends and family. And I've already done my work. I put out the tweet. I put out the notification. It's all on you to make this dream a reality. Am I right, Deanna?
Yes, definitely go and share it on Twitter. Obviously, follow my fellow friends, right? Casters, right? Gilmania and Verdict on their Twitter account and actually share the link. And I think we're gonna be able to have 350 people on the stream. That would be ideal. But yeah, in the meantime, we did had last week a great week, right? We had a great games, right? And the first day of Mobile Mayhem regular season. And I'm very curious about standings. Verdict, can you go over the standings?
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at three teams who are kind of like in a three-way pickle tie. It's 117 Not Found, F8 Ducks, and Kings, all sitting pretty at the top with the sweeps across the board for them last week. 20 apiece for them. That 4 series went to a game 3. It was Icemont and 31ers. Icemont's going to have the upper hand as they took the series. They've got 15 points. And already we're starting to see some of these challenger/qualifier teams come through and upset some of the invited rosters. 31ers sitting with 5, and then everybody else sitting on 0, either lost or didn't play. And one of the teams that I know for a fact didn't play was Animus, and I'm excited to see how that roster performs today.
And they're gonna play today. Gilmania, can you go over the schedule of today's games?
Absolutely. For tonight, as per usual, we're gonna have 4 matches, and we are gonna start off with Enigma versus Kings. Then after that, moving on to Icemont versus Void. Remember, Void filling in that spot for the players over on Sauna Club. Then match number 3 is gonna be CODM versus 117 Not Found. And to close this one up, you were talking about Animus not playing quite yet. Well, that is gonna be the 4th one, Animus versus Team Mobility.
I'm very excited for all of the games, but Verdict, which is, in your opinion, what is the highlight of tonight? Which game?
I think we have some pretty stout matches to watch. I think the first one should be a true testament of this Kings roster and how they can perform against a team that they should just come through and handle business with. And then also our 3rd and 4th matches are going to be fire. 117 Not Found, probably one of the best teams in all of EU right now. And I'll tell you why, because that roster has stuck around through thick and thin. They lost Jazz over the weekend, who I believe joined another team, if I'm not mistaken, is a part of one of those newer rosters. I think it was Zidium that he's transferred over to. But still, the core is there. They look damn good, and they're going to end out on a banger. Animus and Team Mobility, who we have not seen yet, I think today's going to be one of the better days of the season that we have so far, and for the next few weeks.
Oh damn, I'm actually very excited for today's games. And as you guys said, the first game is gonna be Enigma versus Kings, right? Gilmania, can you go over the map picks?
Map pick, yes. In this best of 3, we're gonna be doing some hard point on firing range. Then just to brighten Diana's day, we're gonna be playing Raid, Search and Destroy. And after that, we could move on to some control on standoff. The bans from Enigma was the map of Slums, while Kings opted to get rid of Hacienda.
we will not have the first game as Raid, but we have Raid. As you guys know, per usual, I'm gonna be back after the first set of games. See you and have fun.
All right, we're gonna lock Vienna up in the dungeon and toss away the keys. We're gonna go ahead and get geared up for game number 1. Is Gil so beautifully mentioned? God, you're gorgeous, man. I can't wait for the opportunity to meet you in person. I know I got a lot to meet in Stage 5 Raleigh. It was eventful, but not to be able to meet Gilmania. I mean, you're a homegrown talent, homie. I just remember being in, you know, in DMs and talking like, hey, what can we do to collab together? And one of the things you mentioned was, hey, I need some more, like, I need some more partnerships in. Can you hook me up? And I'm like, bro, I got you. We've been together ever since. It's been a beautiful match made in heaven. Right now, the match made in heaven here on this P1 site. We see Raid, who we spawned in with. He's going to have some gutties out in the open there. As you can't even hide inside the wood site. This P1 has been fruitful so far for Kings, and Raid is leading the pack in the charge. Everything is looking bright and shiny for the side of them.
Absolutely. Inside of it, Raid realized that there was plenty of players pushing onto him, decides to back out, and through the wall he gets to get held by his allies, and that is more and more time being given to them. Doing a great job, you know. Finally, Etsy is gonna settle that deal, but immediately coming from the top there could be the defense relying on Inferno. Nope, seems like Inferno, he is just waiting from the outskirts of it. Grease eventually is once again with things under control. 15 seconds left. That could be yet again given for the team. And I just realized that Inferno changed his name, and it is just so funny to me that he did it with an L, you know? Inferno.
Oh, Inferno is going to hold the L there on the top side as he gets gunned down finally. The demonic presence there on the rotation over to P2. You can start to see a little bit of a newfound formation here for Enigma. They lose out on their big carry in Mojito. He's taking his talents elsewhere. Right now, it's the early setup's going to pay out, but Inferno is absolutely beaming right now. This is disgusting to watch. He's sitting on 10, and I've caught pretty much all of them. The bad thing is the breach has not come through. As soon as I say that, Raid's going to be able to finally do-si-do in the 1-2 step as he clears both players out. Spy is going to be on the outskirts, holding off the parameters. This is not looking good here as the break comes through relatively early for the side of Kings.
Sir, now in here, once again, Raid being the OVJ fella has been already a minute inside of the first 2 kills. Now begins to rotate on to the next one. Inside of it, it seems like Idiot tries to do the smart move, which is getting there early and finds a double kill to both Raid and Rasmo. Now begins to wait for the next victim, but Grease is just too fast to handle. And I got a question though. That was kill number 2 for Grease. I feel like a call out should have been made for Lydia to be aware that someone was coming through mid, but well, unfortunately for her, she does get taken down. And as Lydia begins to push, she is once again trying to get inside, but through those vortex shots, it is just gonna be too difficult for her to get in. Then Mirage finally does the deed, but not going to be enough, I think. Yeah, Grease gonna go for the retake, and that's just been constantly the problem against the side of Enigma. Kings are always taking them out, although they have gotten some sparks of control throughout this game, throughout this first 3 kills. It is just not being too consistent for them.
Oh, it hasn't been too consistent at all, and right now it's a long shot here to hold the trailer side. Spy's going to get the slide peek. He's going to be good for 1. Is looking for the second, but Bricks is going to be able to hightail it out of there. Outskirts is Grizz. He's good for 1 on the parameter controller. Right now, it's, you know, break after break, retake after retake. All is cool, calm, and collective on the side of Kings. Side of Enigma struggling to keep their act together here in these first set of hills as we rumble over to P4. What side control looking pretty promising here for Kings as well, too. So the transitions have not been a question. The holes have not been a question. It's just a matter of, are we going to see a fight back out of this Enigma roster? Because as of right now, they have not had much success with holds or early rotations. Right now, it's the operators being popped. Inicio needs to go big here. He's going to be able to clear the spawn out. Topside controls there. They've done their deeds. They're going to be able to get the break. It would only 20 seconds into the point. This is about as good of a situation now. They got to capitalize on it now as we see Spy rolling in through the front door. Everything's going to be chopped off through the gravity vortex. He's still going to be good for the 2-piece. And just like that, we counting Kings out. Well, guess what? Spy is giving them a fighting chance.
Yeah, true fighting chance, but once again, Grease would have been an issue over there, but seems like that's not going to be the case. It is now Raid and Inferno, the ones doing the most. Inferno, as I previously mentioned, he's not really looking too deeply into getting inside of the kills. Just from the outskirts of it with the SKS in hands, has been doing a lot of job for the squad as they begin to rotate onto P1 reset. He is doing the same drill, you know. He does not want to get inside of the kills whatsoever. He's just thinking about getting the kills, and he's doing an outstanding job. The one with the most kills so far this game, 24 kills. And right now, well, he's gonna be picked up apart by Denicio, who's doing pretty much the exact same thing, but the problem being that for Denicio's side on the fellas over on Enigma, those kills has just not been enough. The value of Denicio's kills has been way less than what we've seen so far for Inferno, and on top of that, he's not the only one doing a lot of kills for the side of Kings. In example, there's Rasmo, who as per usual, I've seen him a bunch of times playing with the Holger. He's now trying to hold this and goes, oh, as soon as I say that he is killing it, he actually gets picked up by Denicio. 20 more seconds left on a P1 reset. Everybody begins to rotate onto the next area. It seems like by Rasmo dying over there by the hands of Denicio, that helped the squad grab the spawns. That could be even more trouble for Enigma. Muted?
Oh, wait, my mic was off. 2 kills in, then surely enough, 2 players on the hill, 2 players on the outskirts, doing a little bit of cleanup crew. Spawns are kind of wonky, but you can see it's still consistently being held. Inferno going to be able to take down one as the claw was popped, but it's not going to be enough for the hold there as we see Enigma battle it back. Let's go ahead and battle in for a quick listen in with the side of Enigma. They still have plenty of chances to turn this one around.
I did it, just one window.
Oh my god. Push trailer, we can't get that.
One is
They're gonna push me. See them twice, see them.
I'm pushing mid, he's pushing mid, watch me.
One is bottom.
I'm pushing wood, I'm pushing shower. Get trailer.
Yeah, hush on.
They're going barrels.
Top in dead.
Guys, 3 barrels.
1 HP on set, 1 HP in trailer.
I'm pushing.
All right, I think I've heard about enough right now. It's a little bit of a struggle bus rolling into this P4 setup, and my God, it's just about over as we see the Preddies being popped, Inferno popping off right now. 34 on the point, or 34 kills in the feed. This one might be over sooner than later. We're going to go ahead and dive in for a quick listen in just to see if they can close this one out.
Mid.
Pow. What was that?
Mid, watch me.
Purify mid.
One is showers, the fuck? One is showers. It's going in long,
I'm stuck.
Shower dead. I got long.
Battles there.
Three on sides.
Yeah, they're wasting open.
One's off.
They're wasting open. One is A-long with Sparrow. They look flushed.
Spare trailer.
Yeah.
One trailer. I spawned out.
Two long. They got me. Trailer one. Oh, trailer Annie.
Annie, that's two A-long.
I spawned out as well.
I'm gonna backside.
Annie, bottles, boys.
I'm dead. A-long, man.
Oh, he's over there, what the fuck?
All right, well, here we go. A little bit of adversity. The comms there, like, hey, why in the hell is this guy here? What's going on? I'm spotting out. Maybe it's a little bit of a struggle. Maybe it's just a little bit of a fight back. 50 seconds left here in P1. Only 26 needed to close this one out. Kings have started off hot, but it's Enigma who have been trying to make this comeback ever since P1. They just have not been in control of their destiny here in this hard point. As firing range has been of a blender so far, the kills have been very rampant for Inferno itself. Gil, this one could be our last hill pending this break coming through. Nobody's going to be inside. That's going to be it. Game 1 going down. Yeah, that's a tough way to go, but hey, it is what it is. Game 1 said and done, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading to the Search and Destroy after a big Kings 250 to 153 victory.
After that initial control that Kings was cooking, it was just slowly snowballing more and more against the side of Enigma. They tried to fight back relentlessly, but it was just too difficult. I'm looking at the overall standings verdict, and we're talking about Inferno, he might have to change that name. 38 kills to 14. 38 to 14. Of course, everyone else but Raid, actually Raid, the only one on negative numbers, but at the end of the day, he was just incredible control throughout this match, throughout this game in favor of Kings, doing a great job on the other end. Yeah, Enigma had some moments of clarity, but it was only pinpointed so much. It was just so little, actually, for Enigma, that it was too difficult. But that was only game one. Maybe we could see some sort of change of pace in the side of Enigma. I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like there's a high chance that we see a 2-0 on the first match of the night.
It's a very high possibility. I mean, we were talking about how this Enigma team kind of just ran the show in Challengers. Well, we saw their first performance Thursday in the regular season, and I've got to say, it wasn't great. It was against arguably one of the best teams in EU and 117 not found. But you've got to be able to fight back and search or destroy, at least make it close, right? In that hard point, I saw it was a little spark. There was a little life. There was, I mean, they were there. They were a little frustrated in the comms when we listened in, but other than that, I mean, it was just absolutely Kings fighting all the way through thick and thin and just running the tables. If it's not inside the point, it's outside the point. And with Inferno running, just doing whatever the hell he wants, they didn't have an answer for him. That's a problem. You got to identify that situation early on. Like, hey, this guy is causing us so much chaos. Can we find a way to counter that SKS player? And they never did. I mean, almost dropping 40 in a map that quick definitely needed to be a little, handled earlier. It needed to be addressed earlier. It needed to be figured out way earlier.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like, as you mentioned, it was a really fast game in a sense, and almost dropping 40 was madly impressive. But, well, the next one, as we previously mentioned, is going to be Search and Destroy on Raid. Vinicio could even try to continue with that SKS, maybe take the sniper. We could see something similar. Actually, I would say that at one point or another, I've seen most players on the side of Enigma pick up a sniper on Search and Destroy. And, well, I'm intrigued if they can make value of it, try to pick up early kills and immediately try to capitalize on them. Because when it comes down to one-on-one fighting, from what we saw on that hard point, it was clearly that there was a true advantage in favor of Kings. So, well, they're gonna need to take those early kills and just go deeply onto that same route. The second they find one, try to make it 2, try to make it 3, constantly just overwhelm the opponents is what I'd like to see on the side of Enigma. Because you said it, they were overcoming everyone on the qualifiers, but in here tonight on day number 2, this is day number 2, yes, of regular season, it's just not been that way for them.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Scratch everything that happened in game number 1. I know that Chad already pointed it out, and so did the admins. Game number 1 is going to go down to the books as a DQ, and already know it's not EU without DQ. So we're going to go ahead and run into the Search or Destroy, with the advantage actually being in the hands of none other than, you guessed it, not Kings. So very unfortunate situation. Say what?
I did not see that.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Well, okay, that changes this drastically, doesn't it?
Does it though?
All right. I mean, in a way, it could. It could. It's not necessarily like a certainty, but I don't know. We are about to find out, but it's really unfortunate because I feel like in between challengers and the early stages of this season, it feels like we've had more DQs than what we had on the entirety of last season. I don't know if that's just me, but it just been feeling pretty weird. Or people just seemingly continue to forget what they're allowed and not allowed to be using. And now talking about the game, Inferno picked up a double kill, but then Etsy immediately answers back with a double kill of his own, making it a triple now. Oh my god, I was talking to you about capitalizing on kills. And Etsy did just that. Takes 3 kills, Denicio with another one. Grease is now completely on his own. No control for the bomb. Denicio with the double. Okay, Relentless just choking onto the opponents on round number 1 in the side of Enigma. You see what I meant? Of course, that was only round 1, but that kind of rounds is what I meant with just changing the way that things are going down on this best of 3.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Rounds like that, they few and far in between. Right now, we'll see if the capitalization for the knowledge of the last round is going to pay off here for the boys over at Kings. You can see they've cleared out the A site. They're trying to get that bomb down. Only 1 casualty for the price of 2. Lydia's coming through, adding fuel to the fire. As now things start to get a bit heated. Rasmus still in the pool bar. It is going to be the shot through. What the hell was that? I don't even know, bro. Very unfortunate circumstance. Now it's Brixton left all alone. I was on board with Lydia until she got absolutely canned from, I don't even know where Rasmus was. Did he just like pop out of the pool bar and get him? Doesn't matter. Right now it's all on Brixton. Needs to go big. Doesn't miss the first, or doesn't hit the first shot. Doesn't hit the second. Tries to get the third, but lo and behold, there's 3 players left standing. One of those are Raid. And a bounce back round there for Kings now as the momentum still back and forth. We still haven't determined who's going to have the advantage right now. This is a newer roster, right? This is a team that's full of talent. And one of the things that we were talking about on our last show, our last broadcast, was a little bit of uncertainty of how the comms would sound in faces of adversity. Right now, Search and Destroy's tied. They lost the hard point due to a DQ. Can they bounce back? 2 down. Inferno is going to drop. Rasmus is going to be able to get the clearance there. Grizz going to be able to find another. And 30 seconds into the round, it has already been determined. It's a 1v4 for Denisio.
That's it. Okay. Well, what a way to quickly overcome the issues that happened on round number 1 on the side of Kings. Immediately making them pay the price. People are asking what happened about Enigma being the one with a point. As we previously mentioned, well, there was the use of something that was not allowed on King's behalf, so that's the reason for it. But okay, round number 4, and the first shot by Denisio, as I'm spectating at him, is gonna be missing the second one as well. He is being spotted, so tries to retreat back, now trying to defend over onto the sniper nest, takes that kill onto Inferno. Now most for the next one, takes it like it's nothing. Denisio back at it again, finding 2 on a row now. 40 seconds on the clock. Rasmo taking that kill onto Lydia. There's gonna be a 3 versus 3 as Spy takes down Mirage. And this round has gotten a whole lot more complicated for Enigma. Brixta does take finally her first kill onto Rasmo. They're now going to be trying to collapse onto them at the same time. Raid and Spy knows this. They're both trying to look onto opposite angles now. Receiving a lot of damage. Spy is going to be taken down. Raid, everybody's pushing onto him. He does take that kill onto Denisio, but there's Etsy to pick him apart. Bomb is going to be defused, and that is going to also even numbers out. 2 for each side, ladies and gentlemen. That is a retake in favor of Enigma. And I don't know, man. What do you think, Burdick? Do you think there's any sort of opportunity for Enigma to, thanks to the help of the DQ, take a dub in this best of 3, or Kings is just getting warmed up in this game and eventually will take?
I think it's a combination of the two. I think we have a Kings who's facing, you know, a DQ and not really handling it well, but they haven't looked very bad here in the Search and Destroy. As a matter of fact, it's just been a great performance so far for Enigma. Right now, bomb plant is going to be sustained. Denisio going to be taken down. Grizz sneaking through is going to be able to snag the first of this A site. Spy is good for another. Lydia and Brixta, the tag team duo, trying to recollect this one as the retake is going to have to come through onto the A site. When going deep in Inferno, who doesn't have a sniper, but does have, well, never mind, he does have a sniper. That was a free one on Lydia. Now it's all on Brixta. Things starting to get a little bit out of hand. And a bounce back round there for Kings, as we still are very uncertain about this Search and Destroy performance so far. But again, Gil hit it right on the head. This team's still getting warmed up here in the Search and Destroy. This team's still getting to know each other as a unit, not necessarily as individual players. We're starting to see how things unfold as we progress through this map and what could happen. Brixta open up with the first blood. Make it 2. Top side of range. She's got it controlled. Spy's going to be able to finally shut her down, but the damage has been done.
immediately going for that. That was just perfect gameplay. I love that round. If I'm being honest, I feel like that's the most dominant round we've seen for Enigma. The second Bricksta got that double kill. She went deep for the next one. May have not gotten it, but distracted for long enough for his allies to take those extra couple of seconds to shoot at the opponents. That is gonna even numbers out. We are gonna be flipping spawns, ladies and gentlemen, now with things for defense. It is gonna be in the hands of the Kings. Can they do it? Rasmo picks up the first blood. Lady gonna answer back. Spy pushing forward onto this red room. Inicio with yet another kill, already with 5 to his name. Spy also with 5, patiently waiting for someone to walk by. Now on mid, there's Raid, seemingly trying to push towards Zigzag, but also keeping an eye open there for doubles. Nothing to happen just yet. And it seems like Enigma just realized that it would have been a struggle to go towards B, so immediately they changed that push towards Alpha. They begin to go through cooldown.
Yeah, and the location here of Etsy is so crucial. Why? Because you see the other two collapsing. You got one wrapping behind in Bricksta, but this is not really an off angle that you want to hold until you get that bomb plant down. Inferno's about to have some action right in his face. Spy! Shutting down the push from across the map. Needed the big time answer as Bricksta's eating some bullets as well. Inferno didn't even need to activate. His raid is going to get dropped. Inferno's still holding down the site, and I don't think they know where he's at. But Spy is surely giving away his location. Granted, Bricksta has been calling out and getting refocused to get back with the team now. As you can see the rotation through the pool side. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. Bricksta can't escape the inevitable, which is Spy needed to call her number. As Spy drops, Inferno's the last hope, but look at the angle that he's holding. It's cheeky. We'll see if he can go big here now as Bomb is still in the hands of Etsy. And guess what, homie? It ain't happening over here. Rotation back through. I love this redirect. This is a lot of time invested on this rotation. Bomb is going to go down securely, and you don't know where Inferno is. Best way to go about your business is to go right back to where your plan A was, which was on that B site. As now all the pressure's on Inferno. He's got to perform. He held the angle down onto that A site, and homie, it did not pay off.
It not whatsoever. I mean, it was smart in a sense, but ooh,
wow,
takes that kill onto the Inicio through the wall. The timing was not there for the Inicio. Tried to run out of there, but that was just not possible. 20 seconds left, and Etsy could try to make him lose time, but he's not in here to play. He's in here to win. He does not care about that head glitch behind the bomb because he had one of his own. Takes that shot, and the kill will go in favor of Enigma. I gotta say, for a second I felt like it was gonna be too difficult for Etsy to get that kill with a head glitch, but making it look easy brings in the advantage back into the head of Enigma now.
Yeah, I like the way they're playing this. Look how much momentum they've coasted off of that last round. They're gonna bring it right here in the second. There's 3 players left standing here for Kings. They've cleared off the B side. I don't quite know what they know it yet, but Spy is lurking. He's going to be dealt with. Denicio's on one right now. But the bomb has been dropped. And Denicio's going to have to pick it up now as Inferno and Raid are the only 2 hopes here for Kings to get back in this and even this up. So far, it's been back and forth affair. Of course, we saw 2 rounds in a row at the start. Well, maybe it was 1 and then 2 and then 1 again. It just went back and forth. It hasn't been a steady course of momentum that's one team's been able to coast off. Right there, it's Raid. He's feeling it, the gunny. He says he wants the action, but there's 2 there. He's going to have to get a reload off. It ain't happening. Inferno, yet again, the last hope. This time around, it's Bricksta and Etsy. As we saw Etsy clutch it up last time around with a full-on wrap through the middle of the map. 50 seconds left to go. This bomb is certainly going down. Inferno trying to do whatever he can to prevent it to do so. Now, as slow creep, things start to slow down. 45 seconds on the clock. Got to speed up. I don't know how Inferno... Did Inferno see that person? Had to up. Just waiting for the god tier positioning. Etsy now on a head glitch. Right through the blue van. Can Inferno hit the shots and get the revenge? Oh. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Look. Etsy knows what's at stakes right here. Oh, the corner is going to be held. The head glitch is there. Etsy winning the 1v1. Ice in their veins. Inferno hold the L back-to-back rounds. And that's a 2-round advantage going in favor of Enigma.
Etsy, the hero that Enigma needed. So many rounds now being clutched in favor of Enigma, now bringing the advantage slightly further their way. 5-3 now. They are all pushing through pool. Keep an eye open. There's someone over there on money. That's Spy. Spy gonna find the first enemy. Takes that headshot onto Mirage, completely shutting down that push from Enigma, as they all now begin to retreat back to rethink their strategy because of that push. But there's the shot by Vinicio, taking revenge over his dead ally. And Brixta also picks up that kill onto Grease, making it look easy with a pistol. I feel like that was an audio cue being heard by Brixta, wasn't it? Would you say that?
No, Brixta spotted it. She called it. Like, Grizz is going for the full flank. And he's like tunnel vision as hell, man. You see it. He gets a few shots in. Brix is one. He's looking for the cleanup. Rounds the corner, and she's right on the other side of the bed. And of course, she gets the first initial shots off with a deagle. She does not miss. Sound cues or not, she saw it coming. It made him pay the price right there. Inferno finally able to get the revenge, but it's not on Etsy, as Etsy is still alive and sitting on 9. 11 there for Denicio as he picks up his first of this round. Lydia's going to be good for another. That's going to leave Rasmo all on his own things. Looking a bit shaky here as we see Kings dropping the crown in this search and destroy. Rasmo, homie, you know, do your thing, homie. I'm not going to tell you how to play the game. 4 kills on board, crossbowing. Ain't no way, right?
Oh, man. I don't know. He's just trying to make a fancy. I got no clue. I am questioning, is it possible? 20 seconds, 1v3. He's already been spotted yet again. They're all pushing for that kill. Diencio will make it 12. And I'm sorry, I'm calling him Diencio because that's a player from a different game back in the day. Denicio, my bad. I apologize for that. But verdict. Didn't I mention that there was a chance of these going south for Enigma because of that DQ? Look at this go. It is not over yet, but it's feeling spicy right now, isn't it?
It is. Mirage Lior open up at the first, tucked in the corner. Grizz not safe. Lydia going to be able to find the second. And we are starting to see Kings fall apart. Round by round, they've been picked apart as well, and several clutch rounds in favor of Etsy, who is returning Rookie of the Split right now. Inferno picking off 2, the headies. Not saving you this time, Etsy. You're out in the open. There's no way you win that gunfight. It's not happening. Now it's all on Bricks. 30 seconds left to go. It's a lot of time here to cover this bomb. They're going to send 2 to deal the damage. And Spy, who collects the last body. And hanging on by a thread. King starting to fight back finally. After being down a few rounds and out a few rounds, 3 rounds to be exact. Finally able to spark up 1 round of a defense. But is it enough? Are we delaying the inevitable? Are we starting to see a collapse of the Kings and being replaced by Enigma coming through with the highest energy after we flip sides? Can they close it out though, Gil?
Ooh, starting is strong. 2-for-1 kills are going to be traded in favor of Kings. Right now, 4v3 about to unfold with the bomb in hand. There's Etsy. Etsy sort of realizing that they're pushing. Lands a nasty shot onto Inferno. That's still going to be a 3 versus 2. They're sort of close to each other, Brixta and Etsy. Trying to make the callouts, both with a sniper in hand. Etsy with that DLQ and Brixta as well. Just patiently waiting to pick someone apart. The bomb's still on Etsy's hand, which is in a way good news, but gotta be cautious, gotta be careful. Everybody's on mid, but he does not know that. He's looking to the right spot. Let's see if he gets the right timing as he continues to wait here on pool. No, he's gonna reload. Kind of a dangerous spot to be reloading, but, you know, he still makes it through. 3 versus 2. I do gotta mention, I saw a comment that was just so funny to me. Although this is not over and could be a change of pace, but Kings not kinging, I find that hilarious. Unfortunately for Kings, yeah, they were not kinging on that in that first half on the second half in a way. As they were defending, they were struggling like crazy. Finally, they took their own first round. But as Burdick mentioned, they are on the brink of elimination of this day. I mean, not elimination, but you know what I mean. 3 versus 2. They do get the player lead. 20 seconds on the clock. And taking their sweet time is actually in a way going to be favoring Enigma, isn't it?
No, it is. It is. Enigma knows. This team wants to be aggressive. And they will capitalize on any kind of aggressive plays that puts that team on a bad position. And right now, it's the rotation through the mid-site. Bricks is going to get the intel, but the shots are hot here for Spy. Looking for the follow-up. The cleanup's there. Poolside's not safe. Etsy, the last one alive. It's Spy coming through with a two-piece. The body shots. They're taking this one personal, Gil. And I got to say, this one is certainly looking like it could be an overtime situation. But again, it's been just, I mean, they've been slapped around those first 3 rounds on the defense. Finally, 2 rounds in a row, they start to settle down and not get too aggressive, and it pays off. We'll see what this 12th round brings to the table. As we start to see right now, it is make it or break it for Kings. You said it. They won't be eliminated from the tournament, but they will be eliminated from this series in a 2-0 fashion. You always got to budget for DQs in EU. I mean, you just got to be prepared to play Game 3s in scenarios like this. Right now, you got to be able to win Game 2 first. And so far, it's been Enigma who has had a total of 6 rounds where the momentum just kind of rode into town and took over right now. As we see Rasmo opens up with First Blood, the SKS being popped out there too as well. Maybe it's a little bit of adaptation from Kings. They don't need the sniper presence. They need SKS presence, and Rasmo Inferno might be enough to do the job.
Oh, we're about to find out. Lydia does pick up that kill into Greece. Raid immediately answering back, taking down one of the players with the most kills on the side of Enigma. Lydia and Denicio are still alive. So let's see what they come up with. The bomb is on the ground, which is definitely just bad news in favor of Enigma. Here, Lydia, who gets surprised by Spy. Spy still making it fancy. You said overtime could be upon us, and it's getting closer and closer by the second, but it doesn't mean that Briggs is going to stop fighting as she takes that headshot on to the opponent, making it a 3 versus 2. Bomb still on the ground, though, and with only 40 seconds on the clock, Verdict, time is going to be the biggest enemy now on the side of Enigma. They gotta begin to rotate, and they gotta do it right now. There's no other shot, no other chance. They gotta begin to move forward, and that's exactly what they're doing. Moving on to money without realizing there's Rasmo. Rasmo takes the kill, still survives this. Oh my god, Rasmo, you're disgusting. How in the world do you take 2 body shots with the SKS? Take out the gloves. Take that kill, that double kill, and also activate that overtime. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a game number 2 where Kings are not going to be giving up anytime soon as we go into round 13.
Yeah, First Blood opening up. Inferno's going to be good for 2, but the rotation through the kitchen side is going to be successful. Lydia's going to be able to sneak off and pick the 2 from the flank. And it brings this down to a 2v2, making it 2v1. This one might be Kings rolling into the overtime with a little bit of momentum, but hey, Enigma are here to play, and they are looking good. Spy does have the bomb in hand. A minute 20 on the clock, but the duos are being played to a T. Kings need to find a way to clutch this round up, and their biggest component right now is Spy. He's picked up 16 in this Search and Destroy. He has been just a rock of a player right now. They need to make something happen here on this bomb plan with the players playing the duos together, and Lydia and Denicio. It's going to be an uphill battle to hold down the fort here over at B. I think Spy realizes that. Look, going to go ahead and do due diligence. Go ahead and close out and cover out any areas. Denicio has spotted them. Shots are coming through. Spy is dead to rights. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The first round of overtime going in favor of Enigma. Taking the advantage. They can close it out here, Gil.
Oh boy, what had been a tremendous start of a round in favor of Kings, as you mentioned, it went south horribly wrong for them. Now they put a lot of effort onto defending B. I'm talking about Greece now pushing through the set of doubles, so keep an eye open up for Greece. Greece looking onto both zigzag doubles, just waiting for someone to walk by. No audio cues. It's gonna be taken just yet. No one knows what's going on now. Carrying the bomb, there's Etsy with a CVR. It's been quite a few rounds since we haven't seen Etsy pick up any sort of kills helping the squad. It's kind of troubling, but at the end of the day, in here, this is a team effort, and the team did a great job on that last round, as you mentioned, picking up that advantage going their way. I'm looking at Denicio now, trying to pick up a kill onto the side of Money. Not gonna spot anyone just yet. Patiently waiting for someone to walk by, but that's just not going to be the case in here. No one wants to die. No one wants to be the one to be the weakest link for the squad. We all know how crucial each and every single round is on overtime, and that's why they don't want to die here. Brixta over on doubles is she's gonna be getting the help of her allies. Lydia. The timing for Grease was just not there. He was hiding in that corner but could not spot the opponents now. That's the first block going their way, but as I mentioned, this is just a slow-paced round verdict. Only 35 seconds left, and Rosmo picking up a double, going for the triple, but Mirage is going to say no to it. Lydia going to find a double now. Everything changing all of a sudden. There's going to be a 3 versus 2. The only one defending over onto the basketball court is going to be Inferno. Bomb has been picked up. Spy's trying to rotate. Inferno, you got to defend now. 20 seconds left, verdict.
Yeah, this is not the position for Inferno to be. I've been waiting for the rotation. It's going to be able to pick off one, and now the location is going to be given away. Lydia going to be able to slide through. It's all on Spy. 5 seconds left to go. He just needs to put shots in. Mirage Lior not going to be able to do it.
No
Time
way,
is going to be
Spy.
pushed back up. And a very unfortunate not being able to collect that kill could cost Kings this game. 35 seconds on the clock now. As Spy has yet to pick up one of these 2 players left standing. Lydia has opted to rotate up to the top. Now going to be able to get some clearance there on the site. The hill going to be compromised. The heady is going to be absolutely abused, but it can't save you. Spy's on a mission. Try to get the reload timing. Lydia's eating bullets. Both of them are at a standstill. Lydia said, I will die on this hill, but not today, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2. It's a 2-0 sweep, ladies and gentlemen. Enigma came to play, and they capitalized on the DQ. Kings. Unfortunate scenario there in that last second. I mean, anything, literally. I mean, if he had anything long range, that would have been around in favor of Kings. Wasn't the case. Couldn't pick up a secondary.
Man.
Had the CBR. And boy, was he committed to getting that kill. That is so tough to commit, or to clutch.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know, I kind of hate to see it because my boy, if I was him, I know I would personally be slightly annoyed. As you mentioned, he was just so close to finding that kill, but at the same time, he was also the one helping the squad the most, 17 kills for Spy. If he could have made it 17 earlier, as we saw, it was literally a second left. If he would have gotten that kill, there was no more second opportunities to try to plant that bomb, but GG, well played. Verdict, match number 9-1. Jesus Christ.
Damn, bro, I'm not being here for match number 9. This is EU, bro. Come on now.
Night.
If I had to cast 9 matches in EU.
For a lot of us, because that's going to be a 2-0 in favor of Enigma. And although it's a surprise, I still got to say GG, well played. Enigma keeping composure through thick and thin. It was a really troublesome game number 1, but in game number 2, they were putting in the effort, the collective effort each and every single round. It definitely paid off at the end. They take 20 points home on the second day of the season.
Second day of the season, we're getting some upsets. First day we saw it, it was 31ers who dropped. I wouldn't say a game 3. This series did not make it to a game 3. It came down to the wire in a search and destroy for the ages. Round number 14. 8-6 victory, taking it back to the desk. Deanna, talk to me. Kings looked great, but Enigma, they just came to play, did they not?
Yes, definitely. I was very excited for this game. Obviously, I'm always excited when I'm here with you. I'm just checking if I'm not muted, okay? But definitely, I was not expecting this. Obviously, with that strong hardpoint that we started, we did had a very good P1, and transitioning for P2, we actually had a flawless move from Kings, right? They managed to actually get a good lead. It seemed like Enigma couldn't really pick up many points on the P1 and P2. The break from P3 though was very good on the side of Enigma. They tried to keep it close, but it was still a lot, many points on the side of Kings, right? They were the first on the hill, right, but wasn't very successful. The P1 reset bringing the same energy on the side of Kings. They managed to pick up the same amount of points, right? Getting close to the 200 point mark. And they definitely had that good control, that good spawns. You know, they were like going, always were first on the point, managed to actually outgun the players from the side of Enigma, and also building their operators and score streaks, right? Enigma had a good hold for the P3. Okay, reset. But moving towards the P4, Kings actually hold it better. They were there first, right, and actually managed to win by having the control of that P4. But because one of the players used the skin, right, that you guys know is banned, they actually got a DQ for that map. Now moving into the S&D, after this strong hardpoint, Enigma had such a good first round of S&D. It was very fast. They managed to get the points, managed to get the kills very fast. I think it was like 30-40 seconds of the first round. But the thing was that Kings managed to actually catch up with the team very, very fast, getting 2 rounds in a row. Right, but at the same time, Enigma was getting rounds too. So we were going back and forth many times, right, in the previous phase of the S&D. And then continuing with a round win on the side of Enigma and pushing strong and get kills. At the beginning, they actually managed to get a small lead, right? We did saw a lot of clutches on the side of Etsy. 1v2, I think, 2 times with the same player. It was Inferno. He actually managed to get a lead with that 2 clutches. And then at that point, I was like, damn, Enigma looks absolutely flawless in this S&D. And I heard your hypes too, guys, because, you know,
and
they
then
were doing amazing.
And then bam, we went to overtime, and I was like, all right, things look good for Kings. We start to see a fight back. I mean, they should be in control of this entire search and destroy. There's no question about it. But Enigma, they just did not want to lose. I think this is the biggest capitalization of a DQ I've seen in quite some time in EU. I like literally, if you needed an upset, that hardpoint was not winnable. You saw the gunfights; they were bros. But that search and destroy was such a good follow-up performance on a DQ.
Exactly.
I gotta tip my hat to Enigma. They came through with an absolute blaze of glory, and went down as one of the better our search and destroys I've seen this season.
With this good game, I was very surprised, and I was like thinking, oh, maybe we're gonna have a third game, but no, Enigma came here and got the win. Lydia having actually 16 kills. She was not the MVP because we had, I think, Etsy with plans, right? But she definitely had the more kills in her team, dropping 16. So that was big, and also she was the last one against Spy in that situation that actually led to their win, right? So definitely she did do a great job. But yeah, this was the first game of tonight, right, guys? Don't forget to go over Verdict's Twitter. The link is in the pin message. Retweet if we get 350 viewers on the stream. Well, I don't need to say anything anymore. We need to get the 350 people on the stream. And in the meantime, while you are retweeting that, we're gonna take a small break and we're gonna hear a word from our sponsor, Gorilla and Code Mobile. welcome back. We definitely had a short break. Hopefully you had the time to actually click on the link from Verdict's pinned message, right? If not, I hope you're gonna do it. But yeah, we are here for the second game of tonight. That's gonna be Icemont versus Void. And before anything, Verdict, do you have any predictions about this game?
Okay, so I was reading in chat and they make a good point. Void didn't look too bad in qualifiers, but Mont, though, has already upset one of the invited teams. I think this roster is highly overlooked and completely undervalued. I think this team brings and packs a massive punch in all three facets of the game. In Hardpoint, their rotations are on point. The Search and Destroy could always use some work here and there, but it didn't look bad. Void, I didn't get too much of. As a matter of fact, I don't know what to anticipate out of them. They're going to have to play, I mean, absolutely out of their mind to win this Hardpoint game. That's where it's got to start. But that Search and Destroy is still a 50-50 toss-up, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I was actually thinking the exact same thing. I feel like that Hardpoint is going to be really difficult for Void to play against Icemont. And with that in mind, they gotta make sure that they take the most value they can off of Search and Destroy, as they could try to take it to a game 3. Because I feel like, at least on paper, through the information we've gotten from these two teams, I feel like Icemont should take that initial Hardpoint, but we could go to a game 3 where anything can happen.
Actually, on the same page as you guys, right? We did saw Mont during in the past 2 weeks, right? Performing very good, okay. And I did not personally had a chance to actually see a lot of Void, right? I do know some of the players, but definitely I think going against Mont is gonna be quite difficult for them. And I'm just very excited to see how they're gonna do in the S&D, because definitely, with all due respect, I do believe the Hardpoint is gonna be a win on the side of Icemont.
All right, well, talking about all the maps and everything, I wanted to go ahead and put it up on screen so everybody can be on the same page. We are going to be heading down over to the snowy hills of Summit for game number 1. The Hardpoint is going to be a blender if you allow it to. Icemont has had a tremendous amount of success in every facet of the game, Hardpoint being one of those. Search and Destroy, but we might see some redemption. We're not counting, Void out just yet, but if we do head over to that Search and Destroy, which we are guaranteeing it, it's going to be Search and Destroy and standoff. Game 3 is a toss-up, as well as not guaranteed. It is Slums Control. Bans come through. It is Hardpoint for Icemont, or not Hardpoint, but Firing Range for Icemont, and then Hacienda for Void. Deanna, I need to hear your prediction. Based off of what we've been talking about, what are your thoughts?
Mont's gonna have the Hardpoint, right? Because I did saw them play before, right? And they have this gun skill, they have a good control over the map, right? And moving into the S&D is somewhere where I'm not really sure. Even if the S&D gonna be taken on the side of Void, I do believe in the control. If you're gonna have a third game, Icemont gonna have a good again, a good control, a good gunfight, and so on. This is how I am while viewing this game. I don't have anything with any of the teams, obviously, but this is of what I saw from these two teams in the past 2 weeks, actually. So yeah, but I do see both teams are in the lobby, so you guys are ready to cast. I'm just gonna go back, and I'm gonna be back after this second game.
All right, Deanna, she sounded so sad saying goodbye. It's very hard to step away.
I'm not gonna leave then.
Heartbreaking.
Oh, okay, she's not gonna leave then. Heartbreaking or not, we're gonna go ahead and head into the action. She hasn't left us. She's still here in spirit. She's still physically in BC as well. As it does look like we're gonna get geared up for game number 1. As I mentioned, it's Summit. Looking lovely. This is gonna be a very, very great test here for the team that's getting the second shot at life here in Mobile Mayhem. One team dips, another one fills. Voids getting to benefit off of the success of EU managing to not have a single team drop out. I'm wrong. Obviously, EU has its roster changes and its rosters disappearing or disbanding. Right now, the disbanding is going to go in favor. There goes an aid shot. Vins and team are on the hill, and off the rip, first few seconds of control looks pretty on point here for the side of Void.
Yeah, they made sure that the collective effort was all right. Someone's gonna go in, and the others are gonna defend from the outskirts immediately, and that worked really good. That was 16 seconds in a row going their way, but now there's gonna be the retake in favor of Icemont. Mon now with players over the vicinity here on point number 1. There's actually not 1 but 2 players in, that being Melon alongside with I think that's JC. Yeah, JC and Melon. They are in the inside. Some others are defending from the top part as well. 10 seconds left. People are moving now on to the point number 2. One of them is going to be Beans. Beans getting here first, and I'll be dropping a few nades. I feel like Beans, seemingly at least from what I've seen, feels to be the player to be rushing the OVJ the most on the side of Void. Ooh, takes that kill onto the opponent. Great reaction time for Beans. The path is going to be clean for the squad, and actually he's not the one inside of the hill. He's defending none other than Doom, but Doom gets spotted from up above. Yug now from up above still finding a double kill. Still alive. That's the control flipping now in favor of Icemont. The retake now happening twice pretty much at similarly the same timing that we saw on point number 1 is not necessarily good on the side of Void. That's something they'll have to fix, as point number 3 will be really important. I feel like they're rotating pretty efficiently. Of course, P1 and P2 is still too early on to cut onto that, but I feel like if they manage to also close onto the doors for the opponents once they've rotated, as they are doing right now, this could not be as one-sided as one could have anticipated.
You say that, and I looked at the spawns. I was like, well, hey, the hill's still not done over at P2. Oh? Look at it. The spawns are already reclaimed here. And Icemont might have had a little bit of the graces of timing on their side, as we just saw a complete wipe of the backside of the hill. And, you know, you're looking at it from the perspective of Void, and you're like, hey, we got this one. This one's good. You know, this was cool. We've got it all figured out. Wrong. Hill was still not popped, and I looked at Goat, who was spawning halfway across the map, and there's a little bit of trouble. Right now, Icemont going to be able to capitalize on the God tier timing. Jace, where in the hell did you even hit that from, homie? I'm looking at the Preddy going through, but I mean, were the wall bangs there? He's inside the hill. He was able to hit somebody with the claw all the way going towards that P2 outing site. I mean, this thing is absolutely disgusting. He's cracked. He's out of his mind right now. 15 seconds left to go here in the P3 sites. It's been a lockdown here on this point, and a full 60 going to be collected. Not a single contest coming through. Bodies spawning every which way, trying to see Sabam, who's holding down the hill for the backside of the rotation. Needs to go big here in the anchor spot.
Will that happen twice now? Seems like it could. Now on the back side of the opponents, there's Melon finding a double kill. Melon still alive, looking for the triple, finds Gold. A couple of shots onto him. Gotta keep an eye open for Gold too. Boy using the Purifier. Multiple enemies will be pushing at once here if his allies cannot help him out, but they do. Great job done by Sabam and Doom now with the double kill. Triple now with the Annihilator. Finally gets spotted by you, but the defense is not gonna be broken as easily as it was on the last rotation. They were not too happy about what happened, and they are putting in their A game as they try to avoid that from being the case again. Beans finds the kill onto the opponent using that Purifier. Beans still alive, turns around with the help of Gold, and that is just tremendous. You were talking about those 60 seconds for Mon, and although this is not necessarily going to be 60 clean seconds for Void, it's going to be close to that number, and that is going to, in a sense, even those out. We're now going to be moving back onto the P1 reset, but the side of Void is still showing to us that although they are not necessarily too controlling over this game just yet, they're capable of doing so, and that's something that Mon have to be aware of.
No, they have to be aware of indeed. I mean, the fight back here from Void has been tremendous, but it's been Mon who has been dominating on these rotations. P4 was even since theirs. They had spawns, but it was the fight that kept Void in this. Right now, the P1 reset coming through. 20 seconds into the objective. It's Icemont all over the hill. They're all over the kills. The feeds are looking crispy. Goat trying to say something elsewise as the top side is in control of them. But the kills right now not necessarily being a factor. It's about getting bodies on the hill, and they just can't maintain that steady rate of fire as well as being on site. So P2 is coming to an opening now. There's 15 seconds left to go here. They're fighting for the scraps. This thing's starting to get a little out of hand. Let's go ahead and dive in. See and sounds of the comms of Void. As the morale's got to be at an all-time low. Let's see if they can bounce back.
Capture the objective.
Yeah.
Okay, top. Top.
Uno cage.
Sono di dentro, pushate.
Sparo inside, occhio.
One shot inside, uno. Al lato destro,
Da green.
One shot, 3.
Tutti green. Check low inside.
Hanno trovi. C'è uno, bottom.
Due. Uno mid lane, due sotto green.
Uno sta guardando connector.
Faccio top.
Fatto una com. Fatto una neve. Uffa. Fatto una green. Dai.
Oh boy, the 5-pack is real. P2 has been a scrap fest, but it is the side of Mott who has the advantage still. And the lead rolling into this P3. Where we can see it quite end. But I don't want this one to end here. I want to see a little bit more spark out of this Void roster, Gil.
Yeah, right now it is now gonna be really hurtful for the side of Void. Inside of the hill, I see Melon just patiently waiting with the Purifier in hand. There's also the use of the Annihilator by Iuk, and that is more than enough to just completely shut them down. We saw those 60 points on the first set of heals. Can they do it again? I believe that there's a real possibility of them doing so, and even if not, the disadvantage now favoring the fellas over at Mont is going to be too hard to handle for the players over on Void. They are still trying to get some sort of control, some sort of breakthrough the side of point number 3, but it doesn't seem possible now. Gold is going to be going through connector, immediately gets spotted. The next one there is Sam and Vince. Vince, with the help of Doom, getting a kill with a nade is still not going to be enough. Bouncing for a quick second inside of the hill. Vince falling short again, and back to back. This may have not been 60 verdict, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, what, 58, something like that?
Yeah, very damn close.
And,
yeah, I mean, yeah, they got the contest in, but, I mean, look at it. The lackluster rotation over the P4, granted, they are going to get the spawns because we had one or two players all the way down towards the backside. The rotation here, just 1 point is needed. Into the backside, we see the game closed out, ladies and gentlemen. Icemont starting off on a big set of first rotations. They cap it off with a flawless back-to-back P3 rotation. That just, I mean, you got the contest in. There's got to be somebody on the hill on that P4 opening just to prevent from the game from ending that quickly. Surely enough, it did end that quickly. 250 to 116 as I'm taking a look at it. 32 and 21 for Corona, coming through at 51 seconds on the clock. But Jay say, homie, hot damn, 3 minutes and 32 seconds? How you do that? I'll tell you how you do that. You do that when you get full 60s off of P3, bro.
Did he get nearly the same time on day one of all this?
I don't know, but he's got to be like the OBJ player of the year, right?
Absolutely. How do you get that? JC, boy, like, I don't even think we all begin to comprehend how difficult it is. And I'm saying it's nearly the same because I remember I mentioned 210 seconds back then, and tonight. It is over 210, 212 now. It is just incredible. You said it, OBJ of the year. I mean, it's pretty early on, but if he continues to be this way, he's gonna be completely unmatched. I don't think I've seen anyone do it like this. I've seen it get it closer to those numbers, but not quite there yet. I can tell, for example, Legacy in North America, he can get like 2.5 minutes, but that's an extra minute above that for JC here.
What a freak, bro. I mean, that's damn near all the points that you need to win a game, right? Okay, what's 3 minutes is 180 points.
Yeah.
Okay. So 240 is right at, what am I trying to, 240 is right at 4 minutes. It's 4, so it's 4 minutes and 10 seconds is the most. I don't do math very well, but whenever I try, I can, put something together. But So you're telling me that the most you can get out of a game is 4 minutes and 10 seconds. This guy picks up 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I mean, he's taken OBJ to a whole nother level.
Absolutely, absolutely, and getting plenty of kills as well. Not necessarily the one with the most, but basically because there was also other monsters on his team that were making it hard for enemies to walk by that closer to him, and just insane. GG's. That was game 1. Although we saw a good fight for, I want to say, the first 2 heals, the first 2 set of rotations. But then after that 60 points over on P3 that you caught on to, Verdict, I felt like it was them trying to overcome that. They sort of did at some point, but I don't know. I feel like it was just too clean of a gameplay in favor of Ice Mont. But now, Verdict.
Yeah.
We all agreed on something. Search and destroy, at least from what we think, should not be as Ice Mont sided as the hardpoint was. I still don't think it will. But of course, there's always that extra pressure of thinking, all right, I cannot be losing any more games on the side of Void.
No, you're absolutely right. And again, that hardpoint was nothing to scuff at. I mean, that was maybe that second P3 was just a slap in the face, but I mean, you go back and rewatch the VOD, the first set of hills, that P3 looked manageable. They were there, they got the full sweep, but time wasn't on their side, and you saw a goat spawn on the backside of P2. I'm sure they'll be able to bounce back from that at some point, but the second set of hills rotations, P3 was just another downright disturbing set of situations where you've got to find a way to get a break. I mean, you got to be a little more elusive. The angles were tightly held. There was nowhere to, kind of get a break at. Icemont did a damn good job. Maybe some teams can take notes off of that, because some hardpoint is a very difficult map to control, and we oftentimes see anytime a big-time team plays on that map, even if their opponent isn't that great, it could be relatively close and come down to the wire at a P3 rotation or P4 a third time around. It's happened several times, and to see that kind of hold on P3 consecutively, I'll tip my hat over there to the boys and gals over at Icemont. It was a well played, but you mentioned it, the Search and Destroy. It's a wild card. I put it up on screen earlier. Definitely not a wild card map. This is a classic. It's standoff Search and Destroy for map number 2. Map number 3, not promised just yet. Boyd still has a fighting chance in this series. Got to go down swinging if we get a chance to see that slums. I'll be happy camper. Who am I kidding? I'm not a camper, bro. I'm a slayer, bro. I'm not an objective player. I'm gonna be out. I know. I'm gonna shove my pie hole. You know what I'm saying, Chad.
Yeah, we do. Don't worry. I wanted to question something. Is Ben's Vincent? Is it like? It's like. I kind of want to believe it is, but I'm not. Like,
I don't think it is. I think Vincent's on a whole different roster.
Yeah, because I got confused there for a second. I was like, is it not?
Is it?
Right,
wasn't
so
Vincent?
It is not.
Hold on.
It was not spelled like this. I know
okay.
that. Yeah. But okay, game 2. Search and destroy on the good old standoff. Plenty of players on other games would love to have it, but we only do here over on Call of Duty Mobile. Now Ben's trying to move already forward to the fend here. Oh, what's that?
I saw Sabam just taking some shots, and I swapped over. I was like, yeah, it's probably gonna be him getting takedown early by J-Say. Wrong. Through the wall. He's gonna be able to hit that shot. Snoo's gonna be able to get the return fire in. Already, it's a scrappy start here for the side of Void.
Right, bomb is going to be planted in the meantime. Maddie, though, takes that kill onto Malone and puts even more pressure onto the side of Mont. Snooze is going to try to bring that pressure down now as he picks not 1, but 2.
Oh,
Make
boy.
It a third one. Oh, my goodness. Did you catch that? Snooze?
I caught all of that, baby.
Oh, looking left and right at that. Okay, Snooze. I see you, man. 4 kills that round to make it the first one going in favor of Icemont.
He may not have got the plant, but hell. 4 kills will do it. I mean, defending the site, absolutely uncanny. The flicks absolutely on point. Vins, though, open up with first blood. And Void, they doing a great job of maintaining the traffic control, maintaining the flow of this game. Playing the defense, they've been able to have the advantage as a player. They haven't been able to capitalize it so far. Right there is Doom and Vin's going to combine for 2, and this might be it. Jay, clutch or kick, homie. You know the old saying. Got to make something happen. 1v4 style. Managed to rotate all the way into your opponent's spawn. Goat's up top, but he is deadied up. Nobody knows exactly where he's at. Goat's about to know. Boxing gloves come out. You saw the turn there for Goat, but by that time it was too late. Sabam now looking for the bandit who's... Okay, Sabam. He's looking for the backside. There it goes. The read's there. The shots are impeccable. We're tied back up at 1. This is the round that should have happened last, but it was Snooze who clutched it up from the god tier Hetty. The flicks were nasty. The shots were incredible. The clutch was there this time around. Void still looking pretty dominant here on the defense.
You cannot always rely on a player out of the blue picking up a triple kill in these rounds. And as you mentioned, Void looking pretty good on the first 2 rounds. One of them, well, Snooze, a whole different bread, but still, they managed to do it on round number 2. Now, though, it's not going to be that hyper-aggression anymore on the side of Icemon. They have realized that although they won 1 round, it was not that easy to find that dove. At the distance, Malone will find first blood onto Goat. Now, Kurora pushing forward. Kurora looking to go onto that back alley. Now, outside of Delhi, he's gonna be spotted by Bins. Kurora here somehow survives for a long time, but still bites the dodge. That's gonna be the 2-for-2 trades now, verdict. Bomb is gonna be on the ground. Not in a great spot, but not in a horrible one either, because Maddie is just right around the corner waiting, and I think, ooh, Snooze may have caught on to that. Wow. Okay, Snooze. My boy, been playing it crazy so far this game.
Oh, but Doom's right here to cause some devastation. There it is, the one piece shutting down Uke. Gets the intel, they clear out Melicent, which was most important, and they already have the drop here on Snooze. Led by the gun, he died by. Vins is going to be able to take that one. 2-1 lead. Dominant defense 3 rounds in a row. Let me just say, that first round was just a god-tier clutch, right? It wasn't a fluke. It was just a god-tier clutch. Snooze, you were beaming. Now it's back to that dominant defense prevailing and the execution being on point. As Void picking up the slack here and turning things around. Advantage in their court. Yet again, another push over here towards the A site. Stun's going to clear off the site effectively. 3 have managed to sneak past. Vin's not going to be able to stay alive there. The bomb's going to go down. That is the 1-player advantage as they attack, getting the numbers for the first time. I don't think we've seen a first blood come through for Mont yet in any of the rounds. In the 4th round, what a better way to start. So bomb's going to go down. 37 seconds on the clock. Corona going to overpeak his boundary and pays the price. Goat going to be able to pick the Hetty off. Melicent and some fuel to the fire, but it is Maddie who gets the trades in return. Goat is on his ish, man, making some Goat-like shots and Snooze. Similar scenario in round number 1. Does he clutch it, Gil? Not happening.
He does not. He does not. This time, I feel like they were just baiting him out, you know, not necessarily truly picking, just waiting for him to be the one to make the mistake. Instead of pushing forward, they made him push forward and then took the opportunity to take that kill. They defused the bomb. A 3-1 lead. And this could pretty easily be a 4-1 lead, honestly, but completely dominating here on defense standoff, doing a great job, a great game all across the board. And now we're gonna be keeping an eye open for Vince, and he picks up that kill with a nade, also doing a lot of damage onto an extra enemy, that being JC, who manages to survive. Vince is currently waiting, but I think he heard the opponent. Now with a... I have no clue how he did not see. JC gets picked up. Snooze also with another kill. That is going to be the 3 versus 3 as Maddie picks up Uke. JC answering back by eliminating Maddie. 3 versus 2. Bomb is now with the opportunity to be planted by Snooze. I'm not too sure why he is not doing it just yet. Just kind of had a feeling that there could be someone over on Broken, but that was not the case. So, bombs down. 45 on the clock. And that is going to be Sham and Goat on their own, trying to defuse this explosive device. Goat with a sniper will try to land a few wall banks here, but there's no one to be spotted with JC with yet another kill. My boy JC had 2 kills prior to this round, and now he's going to be making that number 5 3 so far this round for JC. Sham on his own lands that nasty shot onto Snooze, pushes forward onto boxes, but the timer is gonna be a trouble. Timer's gonna be an issue, but Milan is gonna be an even bigger issue for that last player over on Boyd. That is the first time we've seen some sort of control in favor of Icemont. Not too late, as we are now playing just the last round prior to us switching sides.
There we go. That was the round that was needed out of the side of Icemont to kind of keep this one close. It has been Bari miracle clutch and a well-established round there. Kind of been slapped around here on the attacks. Sabam is going to be able to open up a first block. Corona continuously over-peeking the angles. Not necessarily the play here. Yuk is killless. Does have the bomb in hand, trying to make that rotation over to the A side, but it's JC opening up with a return frag. The trades are there. The trades are not in favor of Icemont now. It's a little bit of a struggle to reclaim that bomb as well as map control. 4 players left standing on the opposite side of the screen, and guess what, Void? They are here to dominate on the defense. We'll see if the 2 players for Mont can scraggle up something, man. This is not looking like it's a good turnaround round. We'll see Snooze get this bomb plant down. Be interested to see if he makes a rotation over to mid, or if he holds this little heady, or if he's going to tuck himself nicely in his corner. Ops for the ladder, as the corner might be the play. Nope, there goes the rotation. It's a little late, but hey, maybe he was just waiting for the timing, and it's perfect. So, 4v2 retake here. Is it going to be a clean one? 30 seconds left to go on the clock. The angles have been cleared effectively. It's the front push. Goat going to be able to push in. Nobody able to take down Snooze. Finally, they are going to be able to. So Goat's going to be able to get one. The trades are there. Sabam going to be able to take it down. Vin's going to be able to get the fuse with plenty of time on the clock. And not a bit of sweat dripped off of Void. That was a great, like, almost just picture-perfect retake. You send bodies over there. Of course, you're going to overwhelm your opponents, and Icemont just couldn't handle it.
And honestly, specifically talking about Boyd, the way that Beans and Maddie have been playing is really, really good. They've been a key part of most of the rounds that they've won. Well, in here, as we flip sides, let's see if it's going to be something similar or not, as the first blood is actually going to be with Maddie dropping to the floor. Corona doing a great job. Here as he picks up that kill number 1. First blood in favor of Icemont. Now on defense, bombs on the ground, attemptedly to be taken by Beans. There's the bomb regaining control. Here's a few shots flying by his face, but not a whole lot is gonna happen here. Still a minute and 15 seconds on the clock, and definitely a true change of pace for both sides, as I don't feel it's any sort of aggressiveness coming down of any of the 2.
Yeah, it's almost like the reactiveness out of this Void roster has kind of been like their strong suit. Right now, the reaction on the attack is they can't handle the adversity. They're kind of just dead in their spawns, right? Goat's been able to slip on through to the box side. I don't know if he's been spotted just yet. Yuk actually has this lined up. Is going to get the call out, but will we get the 1, 2, 3 shoot? Goat is actually taking shots and trying to clear the path, but there's nobody's going through. Yuk finally able to get on board. It's a bomb clearing the site, not going to be able to make it out of the courtyard. 29 seconds left to go on the clock. This one isn't happening. Look how much pressure we have on B. We got JC holding down the angles here on the tractor site. The 2 push in. Goats drop. JC, man with a mission, man with power, man with the person right behind him in Snooze. And boom, last alive. Not bringing the boomstick or doomstick today. He's going to be doomed. It's 4-3. The comeback looking pretty promising here as we flip sides.
Honestly, solid round for Icemont, doing a great job. You said they pretty much... Actually, what?
No, absolutely. It was a great job. The defense looked great.
I felt like they knew what to do and when to do it. Now, gotta be careful, Corona. There's 2
Corona.
pushing. Oh my god, Corona. Okay, he does get taken down, but not before taking those 2 kills, and one of them being Bins. That is a great trade if I was on the side of Icemont. Also, the call out is going to be made that they're rotating through this side, so Malone can take that shot onto Mari. Goat and Sham are going to be now on their own, 4 versus 2. We finally saw some aggression down in the hands of Boyd, and that is going to be just so bad but they are still alive, and Sham is gonna take that first kill onto Snooze. Sham with no control over the bomb that's on the lower side of Blue House. Just waiting for that push.
And then just
Gold,
look at
you gotta
JC.
be careful.
Look at
Gold,
Jay.
you gotta be careful. That oh my god,
oh,
JC.
no way. No way. The
JC,
disrespect.
Disrespectful.
Jay.
Takes the double,
You're
JC.
nasty.
Oh, man.
Bro.
Oh, man, I
Listen,
gotta love
isn't that
it.
the
I'll leave
second
for this
time that
moment.
we've seen that, right? He got the drop up
True.
top. He's like, hey, you know, I'm just going to
True.
troll a little bit. I'm here for it, bro. And then he follows it up with some crispy shots to clear off that refrigerator heady. Getting chilly over here. We're tied up. Things getting a little spicy. And if you're Void, what was a little bit of a lead rolling into the side flip now has disappeared. Can you bounce back? Maddie says absolutely. Finds that first blood. Corona's not going to cause devastation in 2023. This 9th round is not going your way, Icemont. We're stepping up. We're putting things in our own hands. Well, you got the player advantage. You dropped 2, but where is the movement onto either side? Look at this. It's, I mean, I get it. You got to clear out JC, but at some point, you got to be able to trade. This is like chess, homie. Shoot your pawns into position and just capitalize on the body advantage instead of letting JC run in circles around you. Well, fortunately for Icemont, they've run circles around themselves too, because they give up that player lead or that body deficit and just say, hey, you know what? We're going to chalk this round. You can go ahead and have the kills. That was a round give it away, in my opinion.
Yeah, way it was. It definitely was in a way, but now as this is still a 5B.
Have we seen the
5-4.
bomb plant yet? In 2 rounds that we've seen? 3 rounds, actually, now.
Nope.
Oh, no, 2 rounds.
I
2
don't think
rounds.
so.
No, we haven't. At all.
Well, let's see if Boyd changes that, as Matty is quite close to it. He could pretty much plan in here. I'm not too sure
today.
why you would push with a
Yeah.
bomb that way, Bird.
Yeah.
Like, can someone? Am I confused? Is that a regular thing to go all the way down to Delhi on your own?
Yep.
While holding a bomb, kind of questionable if you were to ask me.
Those are challenger plays. Those are things that you got to correct while you're, you know, playing teams that are of your caliber. Obviously, Icemont's a challengers team, but we saw the performance in Hardpoint. Right now, the Search and Destroy, not necessarily exactly where they want it to be, but they're managing to make the comeback here as we flip sides. It was a 4-2 lead, and right now the lead's still in the hands of Void. Jace trying to take things in his own hands. He believes in the gunny. 12 kills to his name, homie. It's just roaming freely. If it's not with the CBR, it's with those prize bull boxing gloves, the diamonds. I mean, they hit hard, right, bro? Sabam now, the last one. I don't even know how to say his name. You say Sham, I say Sabam. You know, at some point we're going to get it right. I don't know if it's you or me. I don't know if it's just a name. But right now it's just been an all-out, like, TDM free-for-all here for the side of Void. This time they're not going to win it. It's 5-5. Don't play their game, Icemont. Their game is just to find the kills. It's not the objective. And that has been clearly known here on the attack, as we are getting to first-hand experience the what I would call an this is an exposure. We're exposing you for not playing the objective here in Search or Destroy. And that is exactly what is happening here on the attack here for Void.
Yeah, and honestly, a smart catch by you. I feel like it is true. If Icemont does what you said, just wait for Boyd to make that push, and well, you take the opportunity to take that kill. Rounds can be going your way, and as I say that, there's not 1 but 2 kills going the way. 3 now in favor of Icemont. Only Sham and Mari are alive, and Sham has already been spotted. They're trying to push onto him. His ally is gonna help him out, but immediately gets spotted by JC. That's now gonna be a 1v4. Bomb is on the ground. No control whatsoever by the hands of Boyd. I still gotta mention this once again. It was a smart catch by you, and at this point I feel like Icemont has caught on to that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that is now back with control over onto Mont's side. Yeah, there's a chance of us going for overtime, but that is the back against the wall for the Boyd members.
Well, how will Void retaliate? Haven't seen a single bit of success here on getting a plant down here on the A site, but I think we saw something similar in Challengers. I think we saw this team kind of just hold back the strats in Search and then finally hit a site. If I do recall so, right now that's not panning out. It's now or never. It's a 1v3 scenario. GOAT, last player alive, 1:30 on the clock. Bombs in no man's land. You finally rush a site and try to send the numbers over there. It doesn't pan out. Corona, oh boy, gets vaccinated. Snooze and Millicent now the last two alive here. Is the 1v3 clutch looking like it might be doable if he can continue to hit shots like that.
It's vaccinated. I was not ready for that. Oh my god, Malone with the jump shot. Oh boy, after that great shot by this Void member, after that great effort on the first half, there was no real strategy for offense. It was like they were playing a team deathmatch divided through rounds. They were not doing anything besides that. They were just going for the kills, and there was that. The bomb was not a secondary, that was not even on the paper for the players over on Void. Icemont made them pay the price for that same reason. And ladies and gentlemen, in a way for me, surprising 2-0, because there was a true chance for Void to take it home, but the lack of true planning for this S&D is gonna be the one that bites them in the neck and brings the 2-0 victory for Icemont.
The neck, I don't know. It would be implying that we're playing against vampires. I would say Mont bit him in the ass. That was... they took a chunk out and they're going home happy with that. I don't know. I'm just trying to be a little controversial. Let's just be real. Right. They took a chunk out of it, homie, and they're not looking back. JSay with a massive chunk. 17 kills, as a matter of fact. They read through the lines, homie. You know, you're taking a look at it. Not a single round where we saw that bomb planted. And JSay was pulling out boxing gloves. He was two-tapping. He was jumping around. He was dancing. He was jiving. Bro was acting a fool.
And he got like 2 kills on the first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
And then to end with 17.
Bro was cooking, man.
Wild, man.
Yeah. Gotta give a huge shout out to Grizz, who came through in the meantime for the tier 2 subscription, homie. You're not getting your money back. Don't DM me your PayPal. That ain't happening. Figure it out with Trovo, because I gots to have my money. I'm kidding. Obviously, if you can work it out with Trovo, that's on you. But yeah, let's take it back to the desk where I know someone's gonna have something smart to say, and it's not me or Gil this time around.
Hi. I'm sorry. I just had so much fun actually listening to you casting, both of you casting and it was just too much fun. But yeah. Well, it was a clean 2-0, right? We did had the first hardpoint, as we all 3 predicted, right? We all 3 said from the beginning that Icemont gonna have a slight advantage in this hardpoint, right? They did start with a good P1, but then the transition to the P2 was actually good on the side of Void, right? Managing to actually keep it quite close, right? They had good spawns for the P3, but they didn't really manage to hold it as much as I was expected, right? Getting a break from the side of Icemont, right? The rotation to P4 was so good. And they actually managed to pick up a 50 points, like a full, almost a full hard point, right? And then coming into the first, ending the first set of hills, right? We had a good lead on the side of Icemont, and actually Void was quite close there, but quite far too. You know, they had their fair amount of points, right? And we did started with a good P1 and P2, where both teams actually use operators, so they managed to break through their spawns and getting some points on the hard point, right? But then we did use saw good usage of score streaks during the P3 transition, right? And I actually spectated JSay the whole P3, and he actually stayed on that hard point, and he was not killed once in that hard point. That was amazing, right? He actually picked up 3 minutes 31 on the OBJ. It's something that we don't really see quite usually in Mobile Mayhem, and I was very excited and very surprised. I do know that he's an amazing player, and seeing him performing like this as an OBJ was very nice. And then also Corona was the one that was the MVP, 32 kills, but I believe JSay did the most with the kills and also the OBJ times. Like, he was not moving on that P3, he was doing all the kills. Nobody could actually break that P3. And then going into the S&D, we did started with a solid round on the side of Icemont. Snow's actually picking up 4 kills, right? He did do this last week. I think he was very good on the S&D. Remember, I think it was on Hacienda, if I'm remembering correctly. He did have a good amount of kills at the beginning. He picked up 4 kills, but then Void came with 2 rounds in their favor, managed to get their kills straight, managed to get their push. So I was like, okay, we're gonna see maybe as we saw at the beginning, a win on the side of Void. But then in the first 10 rounds, it was back and forth, right? One time it was Void, one time it was leading Icemont, and after that, we were at the, I think it was 11th round, right? Icemont starts to get more aggressive and getting 2 fast wins one after each other that actually got them the S&D win. Therefore, JC again being the MVP with 17 kills. In my opinion, he was the MVP in the hardpoint too, but not with necessarily with the kills, but with the OBJ and what he did. But yeah, overall, it was a great second game, and right now, because I talk so much and you guys talk so much because you guys were casting, right? We're gonna take a short break. Okay, we're gonna hear a word from our sponsor called Mobile and Grilla, and we're gonna be back for the third game. welcome back. We're back with the third game of tonight. That's gonna be, well, Zitium versus 117 Not Found. As I said at the beginning of the live stream, right, the broadcast, we did have two teams that actually disbanded, and Zitium is one of the teams that actually took one of the places in this season. So yeah, I'm actually very excited to see this game and verdict. Do you have any predictions about it?
I mean, this one could be a close one. One could say that 117's vetted roster could easily 2-0 this one, but I'm looking at it, and one of the players for Zitium is actually a former 117 Not Found player, and that's Jazz. So are you going to see Zitium strike with a little bit of vengeance here? Is Jazz not happy? I mean, I'm clearly just making stuff up as I go, but your first roster change and God knows when, and then the first time you play with this new team is against your former team. I can't think of a better storyline, chat. I mean, that's got to be like battle of good and bad, or or superhero villain type-esque,
yes,
matchups.
Yes. It's like a plot of a future novel, then transform in a series.
Can we make it like an anime or something? Yeah, make it an anime.
Yes.
Yeah, chat can relate to animes.
Absolutely.
They hear novels, and I'm like, I don't read. What are you talking about, novel?
I'm reading, sorry. My bad, guys, my bad. But yeah, but we need to decide which team is the villain team.
Gotta be the Spanish Connection. I mean, they're already so damn good, right? It's gotta be them.
Okay. And Zitium is a team that wants to win against them, right? This is how the plot's gonna work, right? Okay. That's gonna be interesting.
Well,
all right.
Why don't we take a look into the thingies, right, Diana?
Yes. I can go over the maps if you want.
Yes, take it away.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's all you. You walked right into that one.
Okay, we're gonna start with the hardpoint on one and only Raid, followed by an SNE on takeoff, and if you're gonna get the third game, there'll be a control on standoff. We do have Hacienda Band on the side of 117 and fighting range on the side of Zitium. Okay, I'm completely disappointed, but I'm excited to see this matchup actually. And any early prediction, Umania?
Any what, sorry?
Predictions. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure. I feel like this CDM roster, like Burdick mentioned, has the potential, but at the same time, I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough just yet. I feel like we could go to a game 3, but if I'm being honest, I most likely think that we'll get a 2-0 in favor of 117.
To go, I'm gonna be back after this matchup. Bye, guys.
All right, Deanna's gonna be joining us after this one. We've got a Batman versus Robin. No, that's not quite right. We'll figure it out. We've got a matchup on our hands that could escalate rather quickly. Gil decided to be that guy and go for the safe route and say it could be a 2-0, maybe a game 3. And I think he's got
I think there's a possibility, but I don't think it's like a big one in a sense,
you know what? I think you're right, but I'm just gonna go against all odds. I think this Zitium team is gonna strike quick. It's got to begin here on the hard point because the Search and Destroy is gonna be brutal. Right, ringside now is P1 focus here. Both teams putting their foots on it. The contest is highly. Caesar wins one, but it's not good for the second. Derek's is good for one, and he's dropped. Bodies are all over the hill. The advantage going to be in favor of this Zitium roster, who's making the debut against the Titans of Terror in the Spanish Connection roster, who now have map control, now have the break, and a pretty damn good setup here in P1.
Really good setup indeed. Inside of it, having two members while the others defend. Now there's the push by Afer. Afer does find the kill onto Saturns. Afer still alive, going to be pushing for some more, but the call out has been made. Derox keeping an eye open onto what was going on. Derox now with a 4 kill for himself. Doing a great job here with the Holger. Only 10 seconds left, and it seemingly will be some scrap time that will be taken in favor of 117, ladies and gentlemen, as they all begin to point number 2 First off, we are actually gonna see CDM players, Mojito here, yet to find a kill here through the smoke. He's one shot. There's no way Mojito did not clutch that kill. That is gonna hurt a little bit over there. His allied Afer is still alive, but not for too long as he gets spotted by Karma then. Karma immediately bouncing inside here with the Holger. And I gotta mention there's definitely plenty of holders. I think that's 4 across these teams. Would you look at that?
You know what? I'm just sitting here thinking about it too. I'm looking at the schedule and I'm trying to remember back. Didn't we see at some point Mojito go against this 117 roster? And he did. He went against it in day 1, which was last week. Right after Challengers, making it through, and they got beat. He was carrying. Right now, he is not pulling his weight. It is a very unfortunate scenario, as right now you can see all weight needs to be pulled here is equally distributed. Karma's going to be able to pull out the Annihilator. It's going to be good for the first. The entry onto the site, Mojito spoiled. It was looking like a proper setup for this garage site. Is now going to be a little bit of a disappointment for Zidium. Debut here in Mobile Mayhem. After taking the cold spot, picking up some of the cold roster players as well. Not necessarily up for the challenge to go against this 117 team who, I mean, is making good on their note that they are the best team in EU at the moment. I don't think anybody fundamentally plays better than this team. We won't see it. Jazz trying to peek into the weight room, trying to get his weight up. Not happening. Karma shutting down all pushes. He's sitting on 14 kill. Holy hell. Is this the 117 team we have been waiting for? Or is it the 117 team we've been waiting for?
Yeah, absolutely. Just killing it. They may no longer go for this 15 seconds left. They're like, you know what? You're already far back enough with only 2 kills. We might as well just rotate it for the next one while giving you some scraps off of that point. Now, inside of there's actually already Kree, because the spawn was heavily in his favor, but there's going to be plenty of enemies now pushing onto him. Finds skill number 1 there onto the opponents. Now with a claw, that is going to be really, really good. Just spraying and praying. He is going to be doing a lot of damage here. Eventually runs out of bullets, finds the kill onto Caesar. Kree still alive. And that unorthodox spawn by Kree, I'm not too sure how he even spawned in here. It's gonna be the key part for the squad to finally find some ground within this game. And then Mojito with the Vortex machine may not be able to get those with the regular weapons, but the Vortex is gonna be key part of his defense here on point number 3. Finally gets spotted, gets taken down. The control still being heavily contested by the fellas over at Obsidian.
Point is going to be heavily contested. Courtside, it's a ball right now as we see the lead still in the hands of 117, but it is slowly starting to dwindle as we see the recovery here in this P4 rotation pan out perfectly for the side of Zidium. Starting to finally put some notches on the board, take some bodies down. Mojito starting to pull a little bit of weight. Still a long way to go, though, as we head over to P5, where a 40-point deficit is what separates these two teams. The setup here is pretty damn good here on the court side. Rox is covered. Caesar's got all choke points covered through. The Gunny is just aside as well. Finally shut down, though. Is Jazz going to be able to get the shots in on the former teammate? Not enough to get the access onto the hill itself, but it is going to slow down a little bit of that momentum. As soon as I say that, 4 players stack the court. And again, it's 117 continue to add to their lead. Their resume is looking just absolutely flawless in hardpoint so far. Not necessarily a blowout. It's still within arm's reach. But still, it is exactly what you anticipate out of a roster that is vetted like this. So 154 and counting, rolling over to P1 and Zidium. I don't know if this is the play to cut your losses and go new. Well, Genius is trying to play some brilliant strategies of his own. He's going to be able to get the break and the scrap time. And you got 3 players setting up. Let's go ahead and tune in for the comm listen. Let's go ahead and dive in and see how the Zidium roster meshes together for our first listen in.
Laundry stairs. He might go top your laundry.
I'll come drive it.
I spawn pool.
Yeah, two laundry stairs.
I'll hold it.
I'm flash.
I need that. 1 laundry stair.
Two inside.
Laundry stair dead. There's only 1 inside.
I spawn pool.
Both half health, black friend side. On black friend. Throw nades.
1 dead laundry stair. Go. We go. 1 outer ring.
I'm smoking off. I'm smoking
Outer
off
ring,
rocks.
1
Just
HP,
pushing.
1 HP, lucky.
No, no, it's fine.
Laundry, watch out. One more red, top red, bro, top red.
Drive in, top
One just
laundry.
dead. One just dead.
Top red dead. One top red, last top red, going driveway, blue one. Hold that. Moito jump, Genius jump out. I got
One.
Kitchen.
Bro, I can't use anything.
All right, comms there, a little frustration, but it is definitely looking a little better now. 60-point deficit rolling into the P2 setup. Jazz is here on the site with the Sparrow. Let's go ahead and dive in to see if 117 not found comms sound absolutely magnificent as well.
Muerto cabrón.
Where this
Tengo
one?
pilares, tengo
No más,
pilares. Dos pilares, dos P5, los dos mitad de
Mid
vida.
dead. One more mid. Three, one, three.
Three dead.
All of them city, I have mid.
Buena, Daros, buena está del niño.
Three full. One money and full. Money. Nice. One more money.
Have your basketball.
Puri one shot is pushing the plant.
Heaven, one shot.
One shot. Son dos.
One's dead.
I push him.
They got Vortex, I think.
Go, Vortex.
Vortex dead. One more shot. Dead.
Me P5.
Dead.
Gone. One money. La venda esto, quedaron dos.
Money one shot.
Fine, go new.
One more.
Antonio pool,
It's fine. Gone.
One more, where? Stupid.
Contest down.
All right, comm listening's done. Let's go. 197 and 147. We got ourselves a ball game. Gil, listening in. Those rosters, I mean, the comms for the side of Zidium were on point. They were a little bit frustrated, but look at this scoreline. It's looking absolutely magnificent. And the Spanish connection, not so Spanish as they used to be. Am I right? I was expecting to hear, muerto a little bit more, but that was not the case.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of felt a little bit odd on the side of 117. I felt like, although of course they were talking to one another, they felt a little bit stressed out about the whole ordeal, the whole situation. And although that kind of makes sense because, well, the comeback has sparked a little bit of hope in the side of CODM. I felt like it was definitely affecting their mentality, and we all know how important that can be. It doesn't matter how good you are playing, if out of nowhere like something happened within your own gameplay or your allies or your enemies, whatever that might be, and you do not properly recover from that, that could be an issue now for the 117 members, as everybody is rotating quite effectively on the side of 117 here onto the basketball court. I can talk all that smack I want onto them, but if they do it properly enough, this could be the last point in their way for 117.
It is, and Jazz, man, what a freak show of a performance for this Zidium roster. He's going up against his former in 117, and right now they're barking up the trees of the comebacks. Afer there for the pinch. Lucky's dropped the numbers down. 117 not there, wrong. Spawns in P4, so disgusting, bro. Top side's covered by Caesar, who's finally going to get taken down, but it's the Predator missile that's going to be able to find one in value. Body's not there for Zidium. There's nobody here to contest. It's a last shot. It's a last hit. It ain't happening, ladies and gentlemen. Game one going in the books is not a comeback, but a routine visit here in Raid. Victories all around for 117. Started out strong, they end just as strong.
GG's. Well, throughout those mid-game hills, CODM did a great job at, well, making the enemy sweat a little bit. They were not as comfortable as one might have expected, but still, as you mentioned, they still pulled through on the side of 117 not found. Spanish connection still ends up with the W, ladies and gentlemen. And looking at the overall standings, well, the timing of each player inside of the OVJ by the hands of 117, it's gonna be quite evenly distributed in a way, pretty much all of them with similar numbers, all above 1 minute and below 2, really close in there. And well, Jazz no longer on 117, but even here on this roster of CODM, gonna be the MVP on his side of the squad, but unfortunately enough, that was just not enough for CODM. We will begin to get ready for game number 2, but verdict with all we've seen in here, would you say that there's still a question about maybe if CDM could fight in this next search and destroy, or like I said, it's clearly, in your opinion, going to be a 2-0-4?
Man, that's such a tough question to ask. Take a look at the map selection. It's an unorthodox one. It's not your classics. It's not takeoff, but it's not standoff. It's not firing range. It's not raid. It's takeoff. Okay, and anything can happen in EU when it comes to takeoff, search, or destroys. So I'm not touching this one with a 10-foot pole. Obviously, the safe choice is to roll with 117, who looked and finished perfectly there in the hard point. But there was a lot of like signs of relief. If you don't give up like 3 hills consecutively over to the side of 117, we might have seen a different ball game. There was not a single bit of point time on P2. The setup for P3 got just absolutely eliminated, and you could thank the operator usage. 117 came through, cleaned the hills before they even popped, and made sure that everything was nice and cozy for the setup. Now, the search and destroy, again, I still have to favor 117, but I want to say Zidium is going to keep it close.
Okay, you have heard it from the two of us. We both definitely feel like there's a higher chance of 117 taking it with a 2-0 fashion, but we'll have to wait and see. And specifically on a map like Takeoff that can be so unpredictable on Europe specifically. I wouldn't say so much on other regions, but Europe particularly, you can't really tell what's gonna be happening next on S&D Takeoff. So let's not speculate anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves a game number 2 here over on Takeoff. I'd like to start with one of the players that struggled quite a lot on game 1, but then sort of picked it up at the end, and that is Mojito. Mojito here will begin playing with the DLQ. Spots an enemy, but cannot land the shot there. Ooh, lands the opportunity here, but not going to be enough. That could have been 1 or 2 kills for Mojito, but unfortunately for him, that is just not going to be the case. A slow approach in the side of CDM, not taking it too aggressively, just trying to pick onto a kill prior to doing any sort of fancy move. A few nades are going to be thrown by both sides. 40 seconds have passed. No one has died. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like we might gotten ourselves a slow paced off game number 2 as Karma finally will bring in the numbers home. Karma here with a Crick 6 will find the first blood onto Jazz. Just making a statement onto his former teammate in a way, you know?
Yeah, you kind of got that read, right? I mean, we played for so long together. Obviously, you're going to be a little predictable to an extent. Saturn's going to be able to open up with another one as well. And Jazz and Afer down, 2 bodies drop. Caesar going to be able to find another. And this one's just a hemorrhage of the attacking strats coming through. Zidium now down to 2 players. Mojito going to be able to open up with 1, but it is Genius who's going to get traded out. Mojito able to pick up his first of this one. He got it quicker than he did in the hardpoint, so we'll see if he can make a miracle happen. It's a 1v3, just not going to see these players disappear. And with all 3 kind of camping the surrounding area of this bomb site, Mojito's just rolling right into devastation. Shots are going to come through. Caesar is going to be able to seal the deal with the shots to shut him down first round in. Defense standing strong, 117. Opening up with a mighty big statement. That statement is saying, hey, kind of a big deal on Search and Destroy. You should kind of know that by now, though. But we'll go ahead and show you. Second round around. We'll see if we'll see the adjustments being made properly here for Zidium, as the reads from that first round should pay off. As you can see the positioning here, they've already opted to get out of that stadium site, and I'm already digging the vibes.
Well, in here, fellas, I think we are in for a long treat of rounds. At least from what we've seen so far. 30 seconds, no one died. I felt like the entirety of these 2 rounds have been longer than some 3 round or even 4 played on other scenarios. But, you know, you cannot put all the pressure on CDM, of course. They know that they want to win this game. They know they want to take the dub at the end. And while taking a slow approach could be it. Lucky here with a sniper with a great angle over onto the red building. Takes a kill, could have gotten a double, but seemingly doing the snake. No,
Oh my
Lucky!
God.
Wow.
Wow.
I thought Afer was safe. Afer, I cannot blame you, bro. I thought he was not gonna be able to see you, but my boy Lucky with a jump shot is gonna make you suffer like crazy as Derox picks up that kill to Mojito. Cree is left alone. I feel like that Lucky played changed the pace of that round entirely against the side of Stadium here.
It was just such a good read too. Kree's now all alone. Bomb's gonna get.
He did not.
I don't think he heard it. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's a 1v3. It's not a winnable round. The biggest game-changing performance there was Lucky hitting that jump shot. Afer looked safe, and then I saw the jump, and I was like, oh, he did. But then also, Karma might not have contributed at all in that round, other than given the location of where Mojito was, which, when he died, was right above the construction site. And why was that so crucial? Because if you've got one player going down immediately after that bomb plant, then you know there's only 2 people left, and Mojito is the last one standing on this side of the map. Let's go ahead and, take him out in numbers. That is such a huge bit of information being relayed and being executed on. Mojito going to be able to open up the first blood. Lucky not going to hit any of those nasty shots this round. As Mojito opens up with the first of this one. Going to be able to follow it up on Saturn's as well. He is feeling it. Might not have performed up to par there in the hard point, but he is picking up the bodies here in this search. 3rd round in is a charm. 2 players left standing. It's Karma and Derek's, but you can't count them out now. Bomb's down. Derek's able to find one on Genius. And a 2v4 is at play. This is for the clutch. Well, we see it happen. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. Karma's making the rotation through right into the shots of Jazz. Derek's. Holger at hand. 28 seconds. 1v4. Ain't no way we see this clutch happen. I mean, you don't have the mobility to make this push up the staircase. He knows Jazz is there. He's going to be able to pull out the gloves. He's going to go down with haymakers. A swinging! Free, going to get dumpster, but it's Afer there to have his homies back. 2-1, lead still in the hands of 117, not found, but starting to see a little bit of adaptation here for Zidium early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Derek's there going out with a little bit of fashion, but going down nonetheless. So that one going in favor of Cedium will be an attempt for CDM to try to change the pace of these rounds up. They are slightly more aggressive than they were on the first 2. Look at that, Genius already moving on to the possibility of pushing for a couple of kills, but gets spotted at a distance. Unfortunately for him, there was Caesar to be pushing for more. Oh my god, 2-3 kills going immediately in favor of 117. It seems like the adaptability by CDM, it is just going to be good for 1 round, but then after that, 117 doing the exact same thing, making them pay the price now. Jazz on the side of Stadium. Try to push for an enemy in here. There's someone on top, someone on the door on tickets, and someone over on the bomb site. So Jazz, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go first? Slowly but patiently still pushing forward. Finds the first enemy, that's Caesar. Takes that kill. Really well done by Jazz. Now the push is gonna be completed.
Baby.
Oh my god, he knew, Jazz knew that someone was gonna be coming through that door. Patiently waited for it. Takes that kill, unfortunately for Jazz. Mojito's gonna be spotted, gonna be taken down. And what once was a 5 versus 2 is now a 1v3. Jazz on their own verdicts. Do you see any sort of hope within this round for Jazz?
Man, I hope so. This would be just a god-tier story to tell. Unfortunately, it'll be untold as Saturn's going to be able to shut him down. HVK in hand, 3-1. Talking about adaptability, it was there for 1 offensive round, but the counter being put back up. And the defense standing strong. It's 117, still with the lead. Trying to extend it here as we got 2 more rounds on the attack here for Zidium. If they manage to pick up one of these rounds, I will have some hope moving into the defense, but it's all accordingly to how this next round goes. The bounce back for 117 has been tremendous. Never really looked out of control in a game. That last round that we saw where we saw the attack win, still at some point looked doable to an extent. Right now it's Kree open up a first blood. Caesar's out. Karma taking some shots to the middle of the map. He's going to be good for the trade. So Genius is out for Caesar. It's minute 20. The motion over towards his B side. Kree's your bomb carrier now. With an SKS in hand and no smokes, this is looking like a wide open push. And an all-out free-for-all. Mojito going to be able to get one in return as well, so the player advantage back on the attacking side. They've got control of this P3 site and the bomb. That goes down accordingly. 40 seconds on the clock. 3v4 retake. We'll see if the Spanish connection can connect the dots and connect the shots. Derek's going to be able to open up for the first, and this might be it here, 3v3 style.
Oh, bomb's ticking. 25 seconds left. So let's see what the strategy, what the move will be here on the side of 117. Oh, defusing the bomb. There's Karma. I don't think they heard him. Oh, they did. Oh, they did. Jazz is not going to let it slide this time around. Only 12 seconds left. Another kill for Jazz. That is leading Derox on his own. He goes for that kill onto Afer, but Afer realizes, like, you know what? I don't even have to go for this
Smart
kill.
play.
I'm a good enough distraction for him to not defuse. Jazz can even go pick up that kill. That is going to be a round going in favor of the fellas of CODM. And, well, I'm liking it better the way they're playing now. I think that it took them a minute to sort of figure out a way of be playing these rounds. But finally showing up some sort of momentum.
I love that play by Afer. Like, literally, he wanted the ego challenge. You can see it. He was like, oh, no, he doesn't commit. Most importantly, it leaves the player that he was shooting at, Derek's, in a bit of a pit. Like, do I continue to pursue this player? And by that time, the collapse was very well coordinated, the top side, and the shots get shut down. So, no miracles here in this takeoff. It's player's advantage. You have to live and die by. Right now, the dying right now is going to be the side of CODM dropping 2 almost instantly as Caesar's going to be traded out. Yet again, First Bloods have just been not his suit, right? Karma has been just a demon on this map. Holger or not, the Craig just as good for him as he has been crispy. Bombs down. Last round on the attack. 3-2. Looking like it might be a 4-2 unless Genius and Kree can make something happen. Let's see if they can bake up now. As bomb's going to be collected by Kree yet again as it's made its way over to the secret site, and that's about as far as it's got. So, got your flank here from Genius. Needs to go absolutely hammer if this round is going to be reeled back in. Does have the intel that Karma was on the outside of construction, and he is not that far around. Derek's doesn't see anything. Kind of expects a little bit of a flank, but walks right into a trap. Down the bottom of the staircase he goes, and out to the next round he will spawn. As we see this one reeled back in by the attacking side, but the play is on towards the B site, and look at where Saturn's is. Karma's there for the collective shots. Genius is red. He's going to get turned on. No, he stays alive. I thought he was going to get turned on there. He's one shot. 1v1. Bomb is... Has it been planted? It has not. 15 seconds till the go on the clock. Bomb is down. It's over at B. And Saturn's knows it.
Oh, you're right.
It was a glitch. I looked at it and it wasn't planted. I saw it on the ground. Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? No, there's only 8 seconds. It's going to explode. But nope. It seems like you mentioned, there was a bit of a glitch. I feel like that happens when you are just about to be done with the bomb and you get killed, right? Something like that. Unfortunate turn of events here for CODM, but really good in a sense for the fellas over at 117. As we flip spawns, they've won 4 rounds on defense. They've lost 2. Now they are the ones with the duty of trying to plant this explosive device. First blood is going to be in favor of Not a Genius. Jazz with a kill also onto Caesar. Great start of a round in favor of CODM now. Saturn's patiently waiting for someone to push through mid, but now waiting for long enough. I think he's been spotted by Genius. Oh no, Genius has no clue, but Genius turns around finally. Has a clue what's coming. Takes that kill on Saturn. That's a 4v2. Bomb still on the ground with no one to be under control for the side of 117. Jazz with the kill. Derek's on his own. Derek suffering a lot of damage, a lot of pain through the smoke. Tries to survive, but everybody's pushing in. He does take that kill onto Kree. Now brings out that Deagle. Trying to figure out a potential path as to what you want to be doing in this round. And he might be with 9 kills verdict, but this 1v3 not gonna be an easy breezy for him.
Yeah, it's not. He's got to slow it down. Spots one. Genius doesn't ego. Yeah, he does. He continues to shoot. He does not stand a chance as Derek is feeling himself. 10 kills on board. First to reach double digits in the lobby? Absolutely. 6 rounds in. He's on 10. Looking for the collection. Looking for the clutch. Bombs down on the staircase. P2 site. With Afer and Jazz watching each and every angle, this could be a disaster. If he gets his first one, gets the God-tier shots on the second, the follow-up, Afer wins it! What could have been a disaster. I was reading it. I was like, bro, this is a potentially what could happen. Both of them are looking at both sides of the staircase. One watching one side, one watching the other. If you don't have that kind of communication or, you know, kind of awareness, this could be very, very devastating. Fortunately enough for Afer, he clutches those. Damn near loses it, but very, very close.
Very close indeed here. Karma now will find the first blood onto Genius and immediately pushing forward. Okay, going through the left side. Derek picks up that kill onto Afer, looking to find some more. The momentum is here for 117. All of them pushing as one unity. Now, defending on the B side, there's Screek who hears. I think he got the audio. No, he did not. Unfortunately, did they
Bro was
change
playing,
the,
Bro was
the
playing
radius
without,
of that audio?
no, because I heard it. Bro is definitely not playing with the headset right now. I kind of lost right there. I think whenever the diffuse came through earlier, like I couldn't hear it from his perspective, but I heard it from someone else who was on the opposite side of the map. Right now, it's a good setup here after the post plant, and surely enough, you're not going to expect anybody. That's like a P4 spot. This is where people hold you out of your spawn. Well, I mean, this is also where they kind of choke the angles and make you unexpectedly poop your pants, and that was certainly the case right there as you walked right into the P4 site and you get shut down. So 5-3. Zydia making it close. I think this is the most we've seen 117 contested in a Search and Destroy. Granted, it's on an unorthodox map. Doesn't matter. It's still a good show. G is going to be able to find the trades, but that is Karma who's going to be able to get the collection of the shots to take him down. Unfortunately, it is Afer who's going to push right into the trap of 3 players inside of the P4 site as well. Trying to play your 2s? Well, guess what? 3 is an even better number. They swarm them real quick. No harm, no foul. Bomb's going to be collected right in front of Mojito. Mojito knows it. And look at the rotation over. He's trying to get in position to hold off the push, but it is coming through the staircase. Lucky gets to peek up. Derek's as well. And now he is uncertain. There is no way he knows where anybody's at. Nope, the footsteps are heard. I can hear it now. Okay, he's on the trail. This might be a big setup here. Okay, Saturn's down, but Lucky is right behind you. You haven't peeked the angle, but Derek's wins the gunfight through the door frame. It's all on Cree, 1v2 style. Bomb still not down. Lucky has it, is going to go ahead and do the deed and kill. We might be on map point after this round.
We could definitely be. Ooh,
oh!
Cree with the good shot, he barely could see the opponent. The bomb was planted, but Cree with a plenty of opportunity. What was that rush by Derox? Just carelessly aiming. Oh my god. That was, I mean, Cree, man.
Oh, baby.
Mad props to you. And Derox, what in the world were you doing? Running like you were on your own in the middle of a park. Like, what? Like, my boy Derox is with 15 kills.
Yeah.
But that single strategy, if you can call it that, makes me question everything now.
Oh boy. That was surely supposed to be a round in favor of 117. Incorrect. The show goes on. The defense prevails. Cree pretty much gifted that last kill. And Derek's been, you're supposed to put up more of a fight than that, homie. Just handing it away. We'll see if the tides shift as 117 get the freebie onto the A site. And the adjustment here for Jazz. He's going to sneak in. Wrong. Saturn's able to shut him down. Nobody thieving around here. Afer going to be out in the wide open, eating plenty of bullets. Genius, by the threads of being able to stay alive for just a second, is able to be able to play his life, but Afer is going to be out. Free and Genius, last 2 alive. 25 seconds left to go. The free hit over to the A site is super powerful. Can't give this site away for free. This team will 100% of the time execute, and you can see the setup. They are just rallying the troops right now. They were upset about those body shots. McCree looking to shoot some more bodies. Doesn't get the second shot to land on Karma. We're back on map point here for the side of 117. It should have been game after that round. McCree able to manage to win the 1v2. And it has led us here to the 11th round of this Search or Destroy.
Yes, sir. Now we do have that match point that we were talking about earlier. Perfect opportunity for 117 to just settle this deal and go for the next date. As of right now, there's a lot of aggression coming down from Genius, but got spotted by a nade, so he begins to go back, but Derox was bloodthirsty. He realized that there was someone in the vicinity, so he was just out of it, takes that kill, but that's still gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. Now, holding the side of the top yellow here, there's Afer. Afer could get the audio cues that there's someone around, could try to go for an aggressive push. That's slowly going to be the case for him. First one to be spotted, nope. The pixels are not there. Barely missing to what the amount of enemies is here. And the second he does, Derox, that was like Afer. He did everything quite alright, but boy, Derox was like, nah, man, I'm just gonna crush his dreams. That's the 4-3, the player lead in favor of 117 verdict as Jazz answers back by eliminating Saturns. We're nearly halfway through this round, and the timer is getting lower, but the kills are also being favoring the fellas of 117.
Yeah, look at Kree. He's got to have like a monster of a shot here. Caesar's peeking the angle. Kree gonna peek it. Caesar, the COD timing, the shot's not necessarily there. Derek's gunning him down. Man. It's all on Jazz. 38 seconds left to go on the clock. It's 1v3 against your former team. Can you show them what you're made of? Karma right here for the initial contest. Derek's getting shut down. Karma there for the cleanup, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 ends in a very dramatic fashion. Needed Kree to go big. Needed Jazz to shine in his opportunity. None of that happened. 7-4 win. Crushing dreams over here. 117 not found. Gonna slip away from this search and destroy unscathed and unmatched. Uncontested in the regular season so far. The 4-0 in regular season play as well as a 2-0 here. GG's well played.
GG's indeed. Cry just losing focus of the bigger picture. He saw the first enemy, tried to go for it, missed the shots, then realized that they planted the bomb, tried to react fast enough with a flick, but it was just not possible. 18 kills for my boy Derox. And I'm still gonna talk smack about what happened on that one round. Like, what was he onto? My boy felt like he was on a marathon or on a sort of mission, because like he knew where the opponent was at. He was like, you know what would be a good idea? Run face first onto the enemy's territory when he's with an SKS.
Man. I tell you what, couldn't have painted a better picture and a better storyline for this matchup. Unfortunately, it falls shy of what could have been a great series. Still a great one for 117. It's going to go in the books as a 2-0. We're going to take it back to the desk now and get the analysis of one of the best in the business. Deanna, thoughts? Spanish Connection look like the best team in EU? Question mark? Asterisk? I'll just put an asterisk up there too.
They're between the best teams, I feel like. I'm still waiting to see how Animus gonna play, right? Because you guys know. You know, I'm a big fan of Animus, right? So yeah, I'm actually really excited to see how they play. But talking about this match that 117 had against Zitium, we did start with a good P1, right? We had that messy map. Obviously, we did start with that P1 where everyone was rushing it, but the most points we had in favor of 117, who had actually a flawless transition towards the P2, right? Actually getting an extended lead. Moving towards the P3, the luck looked very solid on the side of 117, and we did had like 10 to 80 points or something like that. First set of heals finished with a good lead on the side of 117, having a couple of points picked up by Zitium on the way, but it was not as close as we were expecting, right? Or I was expecting, because Zitium is a good team, but going against 117 is gonna be hard, right? The P1 reset was good for Zitium. That was the moment when they kind of make it a little bit closer, but not enough, right? Because the P2 hold was very good for 117. They actually rotated quite fast, and we had like a 20-second scrap time for Zitium. I think that was something that I cashed, right? They tried to get as much of scrap time as they could, but it was not, as I said, enough. I'm gonna say it a lot because it wasn't enough. At the end of the day, 117 won the first hardpoint, right? Getting a very strong rotation towards the P4. And helped by operators, and a lot of score streaks were dropped. We did had a good control over the point, and actually a win on that hard point. And 117 won the first hardpoint, Karma being the MVP with 37 kills. And something that I saw, all players had more than 1 minute on the OBJ, all of them. So definitely had good control, right? They had spawns, the anchors were there, right? So therefore it was a good game for them. Moving into the SND, right? We started with first round in favor of 117, continuing the same energy, the energy of a winning team. In the first game, right, they managed to get one in their favor, but then a retake round came on the side of Zitium, right? But we were kind of going back and forth, right? One round for them, one round for Zitium. Seems like from the beginning, they had a good control, as I said, and being on the defense, their defense actually was very solid, right? This is what I wanted to say. Their defense was very solid. The first 6 rounds managed to pick up a good amount of lead, a good amount of rounds, right? We were going back and forth, and at some point 117 started to get a better control, started to get the lead, started to get early on position, and also picking up important players early in the round, and managed to win it, Darox being the MVP with 18 kills.
All right. Well, the series wrap up. 117 not found, currently at the top of the leaderboards in my category. I mean, if you're taking a look at overall synergy, chemistry, just they're a well-oiled machine. They picked up Saturns. They have not skipped a beat. Are they unbeatable though? I don't think so. I think they're beatable. I think teams that are still like within their first few steps of roster mania are still trying to discover their identity and still trying to determine what role they play and serve on a team. Like Kings, for example, that was just a mishap.
Yeah.
The Search and Destroy, though, we'll give it to Enigma. That was a hell of a played Search and Destroy, but the team has a lot of potential. We haven't seen Animus play yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get to see them play next in our last series of the day. Are we in our last series? Are we in series number 3? Okay,
Yes,
yeah. Well, today's kind of blown by. But that's right. That's why I sent that all message in my public chat. I was like, hey, I need all hands on deck. We're not going to hit 350. I'm not going to see Gil twerk his sweet cheeks. And I'm going to be a highly upset gentleman rolling into the end of the series. So before we do any of that, we're going to take a short intermission. We're going to get our acts together before our 4th final series comes through. As players starting to funnel into the lobby. It should be a short one, but we will be right back after this word from Grilla and COD Mobile.
Hi guys, and welcome back. We did have a short break, but both teams actually joined the room very fast, and we are here for the fourth and the last matchup of tonight. It's gonna be Animus versus Team Mobility, and I'm actually really excited for it. I was excited for all the games, but particularly this one. So, Verdict, do you have any predictions, early predictions?
Well, I think I'm gonna eat my words after saying, you know, 117 are by far the best team in EU. I completely forgot the fact that we haven't seen Animus play yet. And we've seen 117 Not Found play twice already. So this roster is not the same that we saw in Stage 5. They were the only team from EU that completed the journey of making it to a top 8 spot. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it further. Now, what I will say about this team is we already know they don't have Grizz on it. But what I will say is Shark is back. I don't know how much he's been playing the game, but I'm so excited to see Shark play back in Mobile Mayhem. I'm not happy that Grizz left, but I understand the journey. Balance is going to be the fifth man here. As Marvel, Balance, Gothilla, Narcs, and Shark round out the starting five. And then the TMGG, the Team Mobility roster, they look pretty stout too. Zorky, HBC, Patrol, and Aether, and Storm. But they have a shot going up against one of the best in EU.
But in the same time, Kimania, can you go over the maps very fast?
Absolutely. For this final fourth match of the night, Animus and Mobility, we're gonna see some hardpoint on slums, then Search and Destroy on firing range, and a potential third game of Control on Summit. I was looking at the players that we're gonna have here tonight for both sides. We all know how strong Animus has been in the past, but with the changes that Berg has mentioned, I'm not too sure of what that could be like enough of a shake-up on the squad for Team Mobility to have a greater shot on this best of three. I think out of the four matches we've had tonight, I want to add that I think this is the one that would anticipate the most, alongside with the one of Icemon and Boyd, to go to a game 3, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Interesting.
Both
I love the take.
Here. Sorry, Verdict. I was just about to say that both teams are here, and I'm gonna be back after with a few words before we end. But yeah, good luck with casting, guys.
Good luck indeed. She didn't sound too excited that we're gonna get to see one of her favorite teams play when we came back from the break. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of upset at that. You know what? We're just gonna move on from that. Upset or not, we're gonna see it. The action's here. I'm sure she'll be ecstatic after this series. She's probably on pins and needles, as this one can go either way. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's gonna go either way. I think Animus have all the tools they need to take this series relatively early. It's gonna start here in the Slums hardpoint now. As we get to see not too much of the hardpoint on Slums, but I am loving every chance we get an opportunity to do so now. As P1's popped open, the ring is where the action's at, but it's HBC. From range, the Demon Song Kilo putting up some hella shots. Finally, he's going to get shut down, and all is cool here for Animus here in these first few seconds onto the objective.
Well, I gotta say that, like you mentioned, although it's a map that is not that highly picked specifically for hardpoint, it's a map that I definitely like to see every now and then, you know, here over on Slums. a lot of control is going to be within the hands of Animus, doing a great job inside and out. Maybe not everyone has balance. Okay, I was gonna question that he had no kills, but finally finds the first one onto Marvel. Now he hears that there's someone over on Brick, so he's looking at that angle and takes the double onto Patron. Great control, great communication by the hands of Animus. As they all begin to rotate onto the next kill, they gotta be cautious. There's 2 players there. HBC falls to the ground, and so does Storm. Early rotation completely shut off, completely shut down by Animus, and they're not only shutting down the rotation, they're shutting down the spawns as well. On top of that, now beginning to use their utilities, their Hunter drones and Pred missiles as well. This is on match, completely on cap. The amount of kills in a row, it is just pure blue on the side of the feed verdict. I don't think I remember the last time I saw a kill in favor of the members of Team Mobility now.
Oh, of course, it had to be balancing after. Finally, yeah, finally. Wow, this is a beatdown. This is a bloody one. This is a fierce matchup indeed. Zorky, the last hope here, wins the gunfight. Well, I completely neglected Storm, who's on the objective. 3 kills on board for him. Gets the flicks there as Narcs was cooking early on, but it's been a story of Godzilla, the French phenom. Cause and Terra sitting on 10. Right now, the scrap time going to be collected. It's going to be for free. The P3 rotation is going to be made. Balance trying to choke off the rotation. Going to get some help from Narcs there to clean up the 2. And nobody shall pass through the blue site. Last little bit of time going to be collected. 35-71, the end score line before the opening up of this P3 site. We're starting to see a little bit of an unfold here. The early rotations, will it pay off for the side of Animus? It looks like it is. The gunnies have been hot. Haven't dropped too many, and you got Godzilla, who is just frying right now. Pops the claw. Unmatched. Nobody there in sight. Narc's going to take, I don't know what the hell that was. Maybe a nade to the face. Maybe just very unfortunate for them. Marvel there holding the fort on point as well as not missing a beat. Zorky finally got in his Reign of Terror, and it's blue across the feed here on the Money Hills. The product of this Animus roster, they're slaying. They are not spraying and praying. They are just absolutely cracked. It is demonic all across the board for them.
Absolutely. And in here, there's the use of the Sparrow by HBC. But my boy, after getting a double kill, he's done with life and kills himself on accident because of that fountain. There is 10 seconds left. That scrap time will be taken as much as possible there in the hands of... Jesus Christ, in the hands of Team Mobility, but still not going to be enough. They are nearly tripling in their favor for the side of Animus as they get there first. The one closest is Zorky. Zorky tried to use the Purifier, but immediately he's the one to burn to the ground by the hands of Balance. Balance now just making sure no one can walk through that door. Teammates are going to be thrown some extra couple of seconds there for the Purifier. Still not enough. Balance still alive. He's going to help out. They know that they're all pushing through the side of Bricks. They're looking onto that path, waiting for their opportunity. There's the use of the Annihilator by Patron. Patron gets 1, Patron gets 2. Patron looking for the third one here, looking onto the spawn, but misses the shot. And Godzilla makes him pay the price. There's yet again the Purifier by Zorky, but my boy just cannot get enough of taking out that Purifier and immediately getting shot down by the opponents. We are still nearly with a triple points amount in favor of Animus. They're just shredding through the opponents.
Shredding through them, shredding through this lobby. First set of hills down, 150-49. Damn near triple the points across the board. 100-point deficit is what we're seeing for the side of TMGG. Can they come back? It'd be an absolute miracle at this point. Right now, it's an Animus team who has sparked a little bit of my interest. I'm lying. It's a lot of it. I'm trying to underplay and downplay the severity of this one. This Animus team looks great. Looks like they didn't skip a beat. Obviously, we don't see Jirari in it, and it hasn't made a difference. Obviously, we don't see Grizz, and it hasn't made a difference. Granted, this is a TMGG roster that is not necessarily relatively new, but not necessarily up there as in status, right? When we think of EU, we think of this Animus roster. We think of Godzilla. We think of Marvel. We think of Narcs. We can't forget about Shark, man. Is one point when I came into the scene was easily coined one of the best players in EU and has won several 1v1 tournaments in any regard. I think he won one of Ferg's, and continuing the show here now is we're going to go ahead and dial in for a listen in. We've seen the gunnies. They're hot. What about the comms? Let's go ahead and find out. Jump in with Animus for our first listen in.
Okay, nice. Let's go.
J'arrive, Nax. Reste là.
Push.
No, that was only one.
Vas-y. Super.
Full push, Nax, low. Full push, low.
Ouais, one more encore. One more à droite, il est à droite, Marvel.
À gauche,
Il faut spawn breeze.
I'm gonna spawn trap. Laisse-moi l'archer, j'ai spawn.
One on one. Full breeze, boys.
Check point, check
I
point.
go here, take side, I go here, push.
I got side, push.
Wait, no, I wait.
One more, P1, Bennett.
I got my knee.
Con, Marvel. Shark, nice.
Yeah, I'm on a VMP.
Pushing breaks. Speed breaks,
Push out.
One tap.
P1, push out.
P1, pushing again. This shit guy. Nice.
Go side. Someone go side. I have my MP.
Vas-y, go.
Do that, push.
Nice.
Do that, push. I go for, push.
I smoke mid lane.
One already in. P3 low.
I got my MP.
I'll be honest with you, I really didn't want to come out of that listen in, and I don't think anybody else is actually coming out of it. It's probably just me. If you're not captivated by those comms, they're the pinnacle of EU. The listen-ins, unmatched. I don't think we've seen anybody with this kind of performance and those kind of comms collectively just being brutally abusive to another team. And I think Gil is like in love. He's still in the VC. Holy hell. 242. There's nobody here to contest. TMGG gonna throw up the white flag, homie. This one is set and over. Game 1 going down. It's a beatdown, ladies and gentlemen. Animus gonna be last man standing in a holy hell of a first game here in Slums. Yeah, Gil's still down there, bro. What is he, like, trying to get a hookup invite or something? Oh, he's back. I can't say anything anymore.
Yeah,
250 to 71.
What
I need to hear your thoughts. Were
anymore?
you hypnotized?
What do you mean hypnotized? What?
Like, were you like mesmerized by the comms that were just so damn good?
Oh, so fluent. Yeah. No, I thought you meant by your eyes. I was like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, or my goatee, my goatee.
Yeah, this is wild, man. 250 to 71, bro. I mean, I don't want to say we called it, but we kind of did. I don't know, man. Animus just seemingly still being at that high level that they love to be. Well, they are gonna take the 1-0 lead in such a heavy and dominant fashion. I almost have to like apologize for saying that this could have gone to a game 3. Of course, we gotta wait for search and destroy. But I'm not too sure about what we will see over there. You know, it was just so wild to see Animus playing so good, that those comms sounding so insanely coordinated to one another, that I don't know if there's gonna be any sort of opening opportunity for Team Mobility.
Man, if you're looking for an opening, there was not one. From the transitions to the holds to the usage of the operators, everything was just on point. Animus looked damn good. TMTG literally couldn't get a word in edgewise. Like, literally, we couldn't get a voice comm listening because the game couldn't get extended because things were just going so fast. That one ended in a very, very quick fashion. I think that's one of the fastest Slums games. Usually we see those kind of matchups drag out. You know, we see a third set of hills, potentially, you know, at the very least, we see a P4 for a second time around. No, not so fast, my friend. Animus, they came not to play. They played. They handled business. They put in work. Absolutely owning that Slums map as we get geared up for game number 2. Well, guess what? We're going back to Old Faithful. It's search and destroy on firing range, as we mentioned earlier. And if you're talking about great maps for this team to play on, well, they got some of the best sniper talent in the business. Definitely going to be putting the clinic on for us. I mean, those shots are going to be crispy. But this is an updated map too, so I haven't seen too much search since the update, and I can't really anticipate what I expect out of some of these wall bankable spots that we're used to seeing, right?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a map where it can lead to something like that. And on top of it, I'm not too sure. Of course, we did not hear I did not at least hear the callouts on Team Mobility, but it is always tough. It is always hard. Of course, you gotta reset that mentality after each game if you're losing, but it is not as easy, and even more so if you know you are facing someone as strong as Animus. So, well, we are nearly ready to begin, and verdict. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out of the blue. I feel like it's been just far too long since we've seen the chopper, and I would say that this is a map that we could see it back in the day. I know that that's not a thing anymore. Don't worry. I know that. I'm just saying that I'd like to see it. You know, the same way I always say that I like to see shotgun gameplay, although I know that's nothing that happens too often. I'd like to see a chopper as well. You know.
All right, well, I'd like to see a chopper. I'd like to see a game 3. We may not see either of those. Trophies down, going to save the lives of the push through the A-long site. Looking for the clean hit here. Zorky's holding down the trailer side. He's flashed, but he's good for one. Balance there for the trade, though, and is going to be able to collect the bomb, but here comes the collapse. HBC set the trap. Is good for the 2-piece. And now we're left to our last 2 players of Animus left standing. It's your sniper talents. Marvel and Narcs. What do they have cooked up? One inside of the bottom of wood. And as soon as Marvel makes this rotation in, he's going to fall right in the laps of Aether, who is going to be able to shut him down. Now it's the 1v4 here for Narcs. And Bar, a very, very outstanding performance. And not so outstanding performance for Team GG. This one, going to go ahead and roll in favor of the Team Mobility, who is going to be able to take the advantage off the rip. Good setup, good collapse, good retake back onto that trailer site. They didn't give anything away. Peeking that A-long site, they know how devastating these snipers are. And you got to commend the respect.
Absolutely. And, well, let's see how they figure that out on round number 2. Zorky, there's a nade being thrown, which doesn't allow him to properly defend that bomb plant, but at a distance, Narcs is going to find the first blood onto Storm Bomb. Is down less than 40 seconds left, and Patron goes for the retake. There's Zorky taking one. There's Zorky pushing for more, and the double. Oh my goodness. Yet again, an outstanding retake in favor of Team Mobility, but they still got 2 more enemies. Gafila hiding in here. Gonna find that knock onto Either. That is really sneaky. I don't think I've seen that before, and that I don't know why. What happened?
Gadilla, you are many things, and cheeky and sneaky and devilishly charming and good looking, or all the above. That was such a different spot. I mean, it's so unutilized. It was disgusting to see in person. You just can't get a shot on them, right? And surely enough, we're seeing 2 quick A hits. One was successful, the other, so it's a 50-50 shot. Leads us to a little bit of a conservative round. Bomb carrier goes down. The wall bangs here from Gathella, not going to land anything. What he doesn't know is Zorky is no longer in trailer. He's opted to play aggressive. And right down the path of the window seal, he is going to be dropped. Gathella was suspecting that someone's right here in enemy territory. Just couldn't pinpoint it. Marvel going to be able to open up with a headbuster himself. HBC's dropped now. He's looking for Storm. Storm, can you hold your weight? Can you hold it down? No, Narcs the other. Sniper talent going to be able to add some more shots in. That's going to be the numbers advantage still in the hands of Animus. Is now we held off the A-side aggressive push. Now it's the delayed one. We're looking at a little bit of a adaption here for Animus, and it looks like it's going to be played to a T. Now it's 2v4. Aether trying to make their mid-site rotation. The bomb's planted. With 40 seconds left to go, it is all on to Patron X. Shots not landing. The ZRG has not been in style for a while. Won't be this round. 2-1. Back in the hands of Animus.
Mobility. After dropping the ball on round number 2, they were outslayed on round number 3. And as we begin the next one, you got a question what is going to be their next move. It worked out on the first round, but now I think we should go with Ether. Ether right now is going to suffer from a lot of enemies pushing, and I can say the same about Patron. Patron's with the CRG. They did not got onto what was going on. Patron turns around, lands 1. Patron goes for 2, misses the shot, takes out the sword, lands it, cuts him in half, but still not going to be enough. That's still going to be a 1 versus 2. Gathila alive, though. Gathila with a double. CDR in hand. HBC gonna spot him. That was really, really risky on both sides. But that is going to be in favor of Team Mobility, evening numbers. That is 2-4-2. They're both both are being completely unpredictable, if you were to ask me. It is just pure chaos in these rounds.
Oh, it's pure chaos. It's pure madness. It's pure pandemonium. It's no domination. Back-to-back rounds we've seen. I mean, just kind of flipping back and forth with trade blows. Each team physically and emotionally just taking beatings left and right and giving beatings left and right. Right there, Narc's going to be able to take down Patron for that second blood. Storm's dropped as well, so clearance over here at the A side is looking pretty good. Zorky says, hell no, my friends. I'm a walking two-piece. Not this time, though. Balance finally going to be able to pick up him before he causes any more kind of pain, but HBC going to be able to even the numbers out. Not so fast, though. It's Aether. As Shark collects the last two bodies and the momentum back in the hands of Animus. Let's see if they can run away with it this time. I'm counting on TMGT to take us to this game 3. And so far, they've been pretty solid here in Search and Destroy. But there's one thing about it, you know. Sometimes you just got to rise up and look over your opponent and say, hey, I'm putting this one away. I haven't seen those kind of moments out of TMGG. I've seen glimpses of greatness, just not complete domination right now. I don't think I've seen it out of Animus either, so it's still an up-in-the-air game. Marvel says, hold on, drink verdict. He's going to be able to tee off on HBC, who has just been a nightmare to deal with. And the Ego Challenge of Ego Challenge, we got a 2v5, make it a 1v4. Shark says, not so fast, my friend. He's a closing out two-piece magnet. It did last round the same way.
Exactly the same way. We are going to be flipping spawns, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, Team Avili is still with the opportunity to take us to a game 3, but I'm just still not sure after the relentless just beating that they suffered from Animus on game 1. I'm not too sure we can get there. Now they do start with the first blood, but Storky then bites the dust through the wall. Marvel, he can read minds. He knew someone was going to be there. Patron now gets his own double. Patron making it a triple so far this round and pushing for more. My boy Patron is not even halfway done, but misses the shot, and that is going to be the doom of them. They both get taken down at the same time. That's a 5-2 lead. It is, in a sense, I want to say, like, tricky to see a 5-2, because I could also say that it's been a close game, but the numbers don't tell that story, and more importantly, the pressure that they're feeling does not tell that story to Team Avili.
No, it's not. They're kind of crumbling. Sometimes diamonds are made out of the pressure, but it's Narcs who is going to be diamond perfected with the shots as he opens up 2 bloods now to 1 person left standing. Narcs through the wall, bro? Really? Is that what we're doing? We're just letting everybody see it, man? Expose this man.
Yeah,
he's not real.
I mean, 4 kills.
Yeah, he definitely got 4 kills. He opened up with a 2-piece, got a 3rd, and that 4th one to close it out. Just downright devastating. What started off to be a close search and destroy, when I talked about, you know, standing up and rising up above your opponents, that's what Animus has done. They've rose up, and they're trying to nicely put this one away. Storm's not safe on the opposite side of the wall. Narcs is a freak. Gonna be able to get the wall bang. Aether's gonna try and get this bomb plant down, and now it's all about the hold. Last stand here for TMGG. T-Mobility, do you have anything left in the tank? Oh, Gathilla's unstoppable, bro.
It definitely is, and he's pushing for more. Let me tell you, he gets the intel. There's someone right around the corner. Goes for that kill. They immediately go defusing because, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. That's a day, a game, a match, whatever you may be thinking of. It's over. No more Sefini. A clean 2-0 across the entirety of day 2 matches. That's a GG. Well played. Animus made it look easy on the hard point. And although they struggled a bit on S&D, that struggle never meant that they were under any sort of bad situation. And as such, they take the dub with a solid number of 7-2. Narcs ended up with 11 for himself, 9 for both Shark and Gathilla, and then Balance and Marvel ended with 5. Those numbers just as heavily in their favor as they can be, fellas. GG's. And I don't know, man, I was definitely expecting for us to see at least one best of 3 at some point, you know? I mean,
I think you're getting off easy on this one, right? We didn't reach 350. You don't have to twerk today. I get it. You're happy. You're excited. We don't see this one span out to a game 3, because if this one would have gone the distance, we could have had all of you here in chat to watch what could have been a great series. Unfortunately, was Animus who came through. And I say unfortunately, of course, we know how much packed a punch this Animus roster has. Obviously, I haven't seen them all season long since Stage 5 last year. And, I didn't have doubts, but I just forgot that they were here. So that's on me. And I continue to state my claim that 117 is still arguably one of the best teams in EU. I can't wait for this matchup to happen. Animus and 117. Fortunately for us, not going to be today. Fortunate side of it is we're going to be joined back in by a very happy and ecstatic host who is probably just cheesing to cheese at this point. It was 2-0 sweep. It wasn't close, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as close as I was expecting, right? As I said, Animus is one of the best teams in EU, in my opinion, right? So coming into this fourth matchup, I was very confident they're gonna win, right? We had a very strong hardpoint on their side. They had a flawless P1, P2, and P3 rotation, right? The whole feed was all about them getting the kills. Obviously, we did have team mobility, trying to get some breaks, right? Trying to pick up some points, but was not really enough. First set of heals and first set of rotations was all about Animus and having good control and outslaying most of the times all of the players from team mobility, right? They kind of struggled there, and we all saw having a very quick win. Like, I didn't even had lots of things to write down because basically they came here, got the kills, stayed on the point, and actually got the win very, very fast. And Marvel was the MVP with 34 kills. Now, going into the S&D, now I was expecting that team mobility gonna perform a little bit better, right? In terms that it's gonna be a little bit closer, But we started with a round going back and forth, right? We had one round in favor of team mobility, one round in favor of Animus, right? But after that, before we actually switched sides, right? Animus picked up 4 rounds, right? And we had 2 in favor of team mobility. But the defense was too good for Animus, and the team mobility couldn't really do much. They really got outslayed again, as in hardpoint, and also Animus was pushing very strong. They managed to get the defuses, they managed to plant the bomb very early, so therefore they did had a good control as they had in the hardpoint, and that control from hardpoint actually translated in the control from S&D. So yeah, definitely a very good game, and I'm looking forward to see more from both teams. Well, all of the teams from tonight, and obviously I'm quite sad that we didn't get to see a third game in either of the games, but maybe Thursday we're gonna have better luck, and we're gonna have at least one third game, right? Because I miss control. You know what? I miss.
Okay.
No, I don't.
No, control's cool. I agree.
But yeah, as I said, it was a great day today. Verdi, can you go over the team standings?
Absolutely. We'll take a look at that before we sign off for the night. 117 not found in the driver's seat with first place. Picking up those 20 points a day, put them on top. We had a 3-way tie at the beginning. Well, we have a 3-way tie for second as well, though, this time around. Icemont with 35. That's a challengers team. Are they starting to shake things up? I'm going to have to keep my eye on them moving forward. They have kind of lit it up here in the regular season play, but the season is just now beginning. Animus, Enigma, FA Ducks, and Kings, all 3 are 4-way tied for that third place spot. 31ers with 5 points, and Zidium, Void, and Team Mobility all pointless at the moment. There's still plenty of action to ensue as we got to pick up the action on Thursday. I was taking a look at the schedule, and it does look like we're going to see Animus again on Thursday. So this is going to be a great week for Call of Duty Mobile in EU.
Hopefully 350 viewers next time when you're gonna broadcast, because I'm definitely sure we're gonna be able to reach that number, right? For obviously very good reasons. So yeah, I'm definitely here, and hopefully we're gonna have it by next week. Well, this week. Yeah.
All right. Well,
all right.
At some point, yeah. We're going to close it out. Be sure to tune in as I will be hosting Mobile Mayhem North America. Also going to try and get VODs up. There's a little bit of discussion in the air on where VODs are going. We're trying to figure out if we're going to have a Mobile Mayhem YouTube page announced at some point. But before we do that, I do have the YouTube streams that should be posted. I just don't have thumbnails at the moment, guys, and I don't know what to do with that. So Maybe I should put out a tweet and say, hey, should I post these without thumbnails and just roll with it? I mean, I've done it before, but it seems kind of like a slap in the face, right? But at any rate, we're going to get geared up for a raid. We're going to hear a word from Call of Duty Mobile before we sign out. I will catch you all on the flip side tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Be there. Don't not be there. Just be there. Later.
Yeah, do not be there.
Yeah, do not be there.
Exactly, be there.